when it's 3 moves, he's like, yeah, I'm get bored. Because he's like, okay, I've done everything I can. Which is, I mean, he puts down a score that's pretty much unbeatable till now.
Yeah,
We haven't
it's
seen
insane.
anyone beat it, you know. And it's not that Steven is sailing horrible. I mean, he's had some good heats. He's struggling a little bit, but I mean, Shaka. He probably wish he was doing a bit better than this, Steven. But still, come on. He's been caddying for Yentl. He's been helping him. It's amazing to see.
It's hard to focus when you know how good that guy is sailing. You know, the level, I can imagine how it must be. I mean, even Yentl at this point doesn't know what to do. He's like, well, I've kind of already smashed it. So just in case you are just tuning in, it will be recorded this heat, so you might have to watch it later. But if you are just tuning in, Yentl Kjær's just got to 41 points in his first sort of moves. Halfway at 4 minutes, he was over 41 points. I mean, it's crazy. Steven van Broekhoven, to be fair, hasn't had the best heat. He actually took off for a Pasco, and his sail and board disconnected mid or shifty. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty nasty. But this man has just been on another level. Like, on another level. He is thoroughly deserving his title of...
Barracuda. Almost air Barracuda.
Yeah, that could have been painful, that.
Yeah.
It's such a shame, actually, because I think on the live there was probably 1,000 people watching.
Yeah.
And we're not going to maybe not get back up to that before we get to the final.
Yeah.
We never know. Maybe we will. Maybe they'll all be tuning back in. But I know how it is when the stream stops. But Yentl Kjær's, what a heat that was. I mean, not his highest heat score of the day, but how he got to it.
The wind is dropping. The wind is dropping as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it's getting less windy.
Apart from that culo at the beginning, his next 6 moves was one on the way out, one on the way in, one on the way out, one on the way in, one on the way out, one on the way in, 41.3 points. Bum.
It's insane.
Done.
It's insane. And, like, repetition. Like, he must sometimes be thinking, like, what did I do? Or was it this heat or the next heat? Yeah.
A little stretch.
Is he getting tired for a change?
Did you see that little stretch? He's like, ooh, a little stretch of the old quads.
I mean, he didn't have lunch, you know. He didn't have time.
Oh. Maybe he hopes so. We're going to try and get an interview on the beach, so let's see. Is he limping?
I don't think he's limping.
That's just the way he walks.
It's just a bit tired.
That's a freestyler's walk, is it?
Yeah. Because the knees and everything is broken. Yeah. Well done to Steven. 3rd place. Last year, 3rd place here. Again, 3rd place here. He's still racking up podiums.
Yeah.
Yentl, Steven, a Belgian showdown. Yentl took the win in that heat, but what happened to you, Steven?
Yeah, my base went off my board, so to reconnect it. But anyway, I was a little bit on the power too. I had no chance anyway, so anyway, congrats to Yentl.
How does it feel to see another Belgian world title?
Yeah, I was really happy. It took a lot of nerves away too, because you know.
Also for me, it took nerves away.
Yeah, he deserves it, so yeah.
How is it for you two? You know, you're such good friends, sailing against each other. Was that just a fun of heat for you?
Yeah, this was definitely the heat that I was enjoying the most. I maybe didn't do the best heat, but I was just having a lot of fun. Sailing against Steven is always amazing. We train together. We stay always together. And it's like, this is epic. I mean, a lot of the world title I also have to thank to Steven.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Yentl, in the final, and let's see if you can take down Lennart.
Let's see.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Feeling good. Let's go.
Met afmaken.
Finish the job.
Feeling good. Just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up. How many heats has he done now?
I think 8.
Wow. I mean, most people at 8 heats
or 7,
are,
maybe 7
are
or 8.
dead, aren't they?
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
My legs would be cramping on
3
a
heats.
double power move.
3 heats is a lot. You know,
Yeah.
people don't understand because they're like, yeah, but Ben, it's only an 8-minute heat. But that 8-minute heat feels like an hour, 2 hours of sailing in terms of energy used. It's knackering. It's absolutely so intense. Especially how it's working here, it's super intense, and the emotion of the world title and all that stuff again. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Like I say, if you are just tuning in back into the live, Yentul Cares just smashed that. He started off with a culo, and we were thinking, oh, here we go. He's maybe, you know, and then the next 6 moves, he was over 41 points. We looked at the clock, 4 minutes to go. So halfway through the heat, he had done what everyone has not been able to do so far today. In the whole heat.
And his comment was, yeah, it was not my best heat.
Not my best heat.
Okay, yeah, you did once or twice better, but you still like 42 points.
Not my best heat, you know. Absolutely smashed it. Like, really did smash it. Now, we have got a showdown. We have got the young up-and-comer coming back from injury. He's leading the European Tour. He's leading his first ever PWA event. He's won the single elimination. He took down Yentul Cares, which no one else has been able to do in the single elimination. He was the one that knocked him out. He is the one that's caused Yentul all this trouble today. There we go.
Don't do this in between heats. You have energy left.
That's what I'm saying. The guy's just an absolute machine, this bloke. He is an absolute machine.
It's insane. I mean, you see some of his stats when he goes biking, and you're like, what? 2,000 height meters? Like,
I'd love to see his VO2 max and all that stuff, like the proper, like when we used to be in Olympic, in the Olympic teams and stuff, we used to do these fitness tests, and you have these obler things and these VO2 maxes. But you'd love to see, like, all the wave sailors, like everyone's fitness stats that you could compare, because it'd be interesting. Some of them might surprise you. Yentul, I bet you,
will be massive.
because him and Stephen do a lot of biking, don't they?
Yeah. I would say loads, but a lot. Yeah, I mean, Yentul moved, like, he didn't move, but his girlfriend is from Italy, so he spends a lot of time in Italy.
Okay.
So when he goes biking, it's not like a flat ride, you know, it's like up, down,
vertical.
There's sometimes this picture of Steffi, his girlfriend, who's really, really proud now, I guess, like that they go biking together, and you see Yentul like very happy, and you see her behind, like, oh, why
on the e-bike.
On the e-bike.
Oh, turbo.
Come on.
All right, we're going to take a short break. Going to have a look at some adverts. We're going to be back, and we have got like the final of finals. Leonard Neubauer, who beat Yentul Cares in the first round. Yentul Cares just won 8 heats. He's world champion. This is going to be an absolute showdown. If Yentul Cares can beat him, there will be a super final. So let's
hope for that. Come on.
Let's definitely hope for that.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen.
Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
So there we go. We are back, getting ready for this big showdown, the 2023 World Freestyle Champion, newly crowned. Jens Kjærs going against Leonard Neubauer. Neubauer will really want to win this. He really will. Jens Kjærs will as well, but I think because Jensel's been beat in the first round by Leonard, I think he'll be even more fired up. You don't
Definitely. I think, you know, it's kind of a glimpse into what we're going to have the next years, I have the feeling. You know, because they're, like, both Jentel and both Leonard were sailing really, really good.
Yeah.
And Leonard has been sailing very good as well. So I mean, in the FPT, they've been having close battles.
I think they're first and second in the FPT, is it?
Yeah, I think the only person... Oh, no. Jentel lost against Bosson this year and Leonard. That are the only two persons he lost from. In the FPT, Stephen won as well one time from.
Yeah. I tell you what, I just know when we saw this elimination come out, the single, everyone just went, oof. Oh my God. You know, Leonard, you couldn't have written it any different, you know. Him and Jentel in the first round, you know, wow. And now we're going to see them in the final. And it just goes to show, you know, for all the haters of the double elimination, it works. Because it is unfair, the seeding. And you couldn't have done it any other way. That's just the way it works. You have to seed it somehow. But it just goes to prove, if you come against the second place or the best rider in the first heat, you can't beat them or at that time. But you could be the second place rider in the heat.
Definitely.
Or you could be very equal, and it just ends up like that. So that is what we're going to see. Who does it favour now? You know, people coming into this will see Leonard hasn't done any sailing today. He's fresh. He's hungry, but Jens Kjærs is on a roll, but he's tired. The momentum
I think this heat
favours...
favors... Well, both heats will favour Leonard in terms of energy. I think what favors Jentel is that he knows the heat area, he knows what he can do, he's been doing it so consistent, he knows his points. And he kind of needs to trust, well, I do what I've been doing the whole time and bring it on, you know. If you can do better, well, do better. Because he's been always around 42 points. 42 to 44. So that's kind of the benchmark he's put.
Yeah.
And that's like 4 points better than Leonard did yesterday. In the
no one has touched 40 points.
No.
And Jentel has done it literally every round today apart from one.
Yeah.
He had one sort of lower heat, which he probably didn't need a bigger heat. It was the lower level one. So it was, interesting. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know how this is going to play out. And also, we've got to talk about it. If Leonard can win this event, he finishes second.
Yeah.
In the overall.
And otherwise third, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's on the podium.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's on the podium. But if he wins the event, which is massive, maybe even bigger than the second. But second overall is absolutely huge, considering he was sixth in Furta.
Yeah. Vice world champion, you know. It's big.
So there's a lot going on here. For Jentel, it's all about the win of the event.
Yeah.
And maybe getting his own back on Leonard that took him out in the first round, because he wants to prove that he's the best at this event right now. You know, that's probably quite big for him. So there's a lot going on here. We've got about 2 minutes until the start. Leonard Neubauer, what, 19 years old? Something like that?
Something 20, like that. Maybe just 20.
No, he was so young a few years ago. He's like 16, so I would imagine he's
he
like 19.
He was so small a few years ago.
He's tall, isn't he, now? He's a big fella.
He disappeared for 2.5 years, and the first time I saw him, I was like, damn.
Yeah, they're big. There's a lot of young kids that are massive now. I don't know what they feed them these days, but he's a big unit.
I'm waiting for Takumi to show up 1 year from Japan and be like, okay, hello. There did you get your last growth.
So what's he on? 4.8, 5.2?
4.8.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 4.8.
It's actually interesting seeing the different styles. He's got like an Amado stance.
Yeah.
It's quite upright.
He's got an Amado rig as well in his sail. They're very similar.
Yeah.
I would say. Jentel's still on his 4.4. I mean, why change a winning setup?
Yeah, there's definitely no need to change at the moment. We've got about 1 minute to go until the start of this heat. Big heat, this one.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of shows if we're going to get an extra heat or not.
Yeah.
So we have to be in favor of Jentel because we just want to see one more show.
Yeah. I mean, if Jentel wins this, you have to remember, then it's 1-1. effectively it will be like Leonard has won the single, Yentl has won the double, so it's 1-1, and then they have a sail off. If Leonard wins it, he's won the single, he wins the double, it's 2-0, he is the champion. So that's kind of how it works in the double elimination. This is the final of the double elimination, so it's kind of separate to the single, so to speak.
Yeah.
20 seconds to go. Who's going to go first?
Yentl will take it first.
Yeah, he's making Leonard wait, isn't he? And then he's like, well, I'm not going
Leonard-
to wait any longer, I don't think.
He's on the swell in front, so.
Here we go. What are we going to kick off with? What moves are we going to
Yentl,
see?
double culo.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent with that double culo on the go, hasn't he?
Leonard will do double culo as well. Just getting over the swell here.
It's always good to start off well.
1, 2.
There we go. Could be cleaner, but pretty solid.
1, 2. Pretty similar.
A little bit better, I would say. But
Yeah,
maybe I would see
that's
what the
fair.
judges say. I'd say Yentl, tiny bit better, hardly anything in it.
Yeah.
Not much in that.
0.4, something like this.
6.1 for Leonard Neubauer. 7.2 for Yentl
1
Kers.
point.
Yeah.
Yentl, no. Leonard, whoa, that was a 650.
That was big as well. Lovely
Yeah.
bit of lift right in front of Yentl Kers. You can see how this is going to play out this heat. It's already looking close, and Yentl doesn't get an opportunity on that first run out.
He just needs 4 minutes in general.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
we've
knows
seen,
he has time.
We've seen he can do all his moves in, well, he can do them in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Well, he's 6 moves.
I mean, for the switch moves, if it drops a bit, it gets a bit harder. But
Shifty coming in at 6.3 for Leonard Neubauer.
Gabi. Opa.
To stretch it out at the end, just didn't quite get it as he would have wanted. Yentl Kers has got a horrible bit of swell to deal with here.
And no wind on the inside. Maybe gets a burner still in. Opa, burner one. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, that looked a really horrible landing, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's
see.
getting patchier and patchier out there, isn't it?
Advantage at the moment, Leonard Neubauer going for his first win on the PWA World Tour. Coming back from injury, took 14 months come back from that knee injury, but he's definitely back now. Well, I'll tell you what, he's pumping the stuff out here. It really is going for him. Yentl Kers at the moment, not quite having the
Struggling a
run.
bit of power. Pasco. Oh no, air chacho. Oof.
Nice.
How did he do that with no wind?
Yeah, he really had to throw into that.
Look at that. I mean, he's barely getting up. So, yeah, it's going Leonard's way at the moment, I would say.
Yep. Definitely. He looks a bit under Yentl at the moment from what we've seen. Oh, a little bit of a...
I mean, this is what it is. It's been the whole day like gust, nothing. So, yeah. Harness line is very far back from Leonard. Hop, Spaculo. And Yentl did a Spaculo as well, I think.
No.
Oh, no, air bob culo.
Yeah, air
Wow. Damn. That's solid. That's solid. Air chacho 5.6. Yeah. I mean, what I'm looking at is that the 7.3 shifty, that could be a quite decent difference.
But he's also got a point bigger on the double culo, Yentl.
Yeah.
Yentl down that bottom end, Shifty. Oh! Caught the tip, I think. Stopped the rotation.
Yeah.
Nasty crash. Maybe this is Leonard Neubauer's event.
It
would be good to see the young fella
Definitely.
on top.
I mean, 4 minutes to go, so...
It's, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of the fairy tale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leonard winning, Yentl getting his world title.
Yeah.
Stephen van Broekhoven on the podium.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's almost the youngest rider with the middle-aged rider with the oldest rider on tour.
Some good stories there. We are halfway through the heat, and it's definitely a different heat to what we've seen so far. By far, Yentl Kers' worst start to a heat the whole day.
Burner.
And Leonard Neubauer is
Tell you
still
what,
there, isn't he?
On the way in, Yentl is put down a smashing heat already.
Yeah.
The way out, he's struggling. But like
That could change really fast on the way out.
Exactly. He doesn't have to upgrade score. He just has to add scores.
No, it's true. He's got 3 big moves on the way in, much bigger than Leonard's on the way in. So he's got a real advantage there, but he's got to find these moves. Yeah, that'll do.
That will do.
A little short tack back.
Yeah, short tack back, then out.
Yeah, but he's not doing that, is he?
No, he still has 4 minutes left.
Okay.
I mean, we're stressing out, but
yeah.
Oh, that was a sick.
That was pretty epic. That's one of the biggest Pascos we've seen today. That's going to be a big score.
Definitely.
Let's have a look at the update on these scores as they come in. At the moment, it's definitely advantage Leonard Neubauer, but actually underlyingly, you could say that Kers has got a good chance here.
He needs to start doing stuff on the way out, though.
Yeah. That big Pasco is not going to help Yentl. 6.9 coming in.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The
5-3 back loop. So it's opposite heats. What one needs on the way in needs the other one on the way out.
Yeah, advantage Leonard Neubauer at the moment. 2 minutes 35 on the clock.
6.1 Pasco, so he's also losing a little bit out on the Pasco. What does he need, Yentl? He needs now...
Shifty.
Yeah, well...
Big shifty would be helpful.
Would be ceiling.
We know he's got shifty Shaka. Whether he's going to get the opportunity is the question.
F1 burner, Yentl. Shifty Shaka. Just goes down in the end.
Rough landing.
I mean, Leonard needs to focus on the way in.
Yeah.
I mean, he just posted a 6-point F1 burner, so not too bad on the way in. He's trailing Yentl by 2 points on the way in. So Yentl needs to... Wow, he needs a good...
This might be a ramp. It's not much wind.
Pushy.
Oh, he really had to force that thing. He did so well. If anyone does push loops, they will know that one could have gone so under-rotated.
Yeah.
He was stretching there because there was nothing in the air. And he makes it round. He probably won't get the rewarding points because the move is still the same. But in those circumstances, that was actually a pretty tricky move.
That might be a 6.
It's a push loop at the end of the day, so maybe not. 1 minute 20 to go. Leonard Neubauer is getting close. He's 0.3 ahead. Puts a cabbie down. Only 0.3 ahead with all the score sheets filled. So it's super close.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that push loop. Comes in at 5.3. This is going to come right down to the wire. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Waiting for the cabbie to drop.
What are you doing on the way in? You should just be on the way out. You're not going to upgrade.
No, just get on the way out. Leonard Neubauer is leading by 0.3. He could extend that lead. The cabbie doesn't extend that lead, so it's only 0.3 in it. Yentl Kers needs to find a 5.6 move on the way out. Leonard Neubauer
Shifty Shaka. No.
Doesn't get it. Needs a 5.6 move. Yentl Kers to take it to a super final. In the final of this double elimination, the 2023 now Freestyle World Champion needs a 5.6 shifty. Oh, it was there for the taking, but he's not going to do it with that. He could have took it all the way to a super final, but here, give it up for the Sylt 2023 World Cup champion. Leonard Neubauer wins his first ever PWA freestyle event. Impressive stuff from the young gun. Not Yentl Kers' best heat. He had the opportunity, but at the end, you got to say it. Leonard Neubauer did throw down some moves, put Yentl Kers under pressure, and that's what it is in the end. Follow this guy all the way to the beach. I want to see his smile when they tell him he's won. We need to see that guy's face because someone will be telling him right now. There's only 0.3 in it. You never know. But I'm sure someone is going to tell him, and you will see that smile. I'm sure we might get a few tears, although he didn't look that emotional the other day. I was quite impressed.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff, man. I mean, that's really good. I mean, that probably couldn't have played out much better for the neutral.
No.
You know, Leonard winning the event. He's the only guy to beat Yentl Kers at this whole event. And Yentl Kers has beat everybody else, literally. Everybody else. Awesome
and it was
stuff.
pretty close still. I mean, that last ramp.
In the end, actually.
Yeah.
Just had a point and a half at the end.
But a shifty, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would have changed everything. The ramp was there. It was almost too steep.
Yeah, it was more like a back loop ramp. I guess the back loop would have been a touch better choice, but that wouldn't have been enough.
I think Jentel Kers will settle for the. He looks upset though, doesn't he? He looks like, I know, I coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah. Maybe Jentel is a bit tired for a change.
That's the thing. When you've been told you've won the world title, you know, the adrenaline, everything, the lactic acid.
Yeah, and the wind was dropping a bit, so.
Yeah, there we go. He's a big fella, isn't he? Look at him.
He's massive. He's happy. Vice world champion by my calculations.
Yeah, we're going to get an interview with him now. We're just looking for the opportunity, but we will go straight down to the beach and hear from the champion himself.
Red Bull cap on.
Well, I can't hear him.
No, me neither. Yeah, nothing yet. Yeah. Amazing. To win in Germany, he's half German, has German family, speaks German.
Yeah, that's the one you want to win,
yeah,
exactly. You know, with a little bit of a German background. And also, don't forget, second in the world now.
Vice world champion on his comeback year.
I mean, that, you know, when you put him, he'd be disappointed with Furta, finishing 6th. But
yeah.
Finishing second in the end and winning Sylt, maybe that's actually better.
Yeah.
Weirdly. You know, winning Sylt is a big deal.
It's big. I mean, winning your first World Cup event.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah. But
no,
winning
Jentel
in German,
didn't do it.
with a German family. You know he lives in Greece, sails for Greece, but, you know, half German or, you know, German roots.
Exactly. I mean, Jentel didn't win an event till Fuerte. Fuerte was his first event win.
Yeah, that is crazy, actually. I didn't realise that. He won the world titles without winning an event. He was just very consistent.
So on his second full year on tour, well, actually his first full year, let's even say that. Oh no, second. He wins a World Cup event.
Yeah, really, really impressive stuff. And he's still, what, I think 19 years old. I could be wrong.
Yeah, something like this. 19, max 20.
Yeah, max 20, exactly.
But I think 19.
He's got a fairly big future ahead of him, I would guess.
Very big. I mean, he does wave sailing a bit as well, but him and Jentel love freestyle the most, I would almost say.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven likes freestyle a lot as well.
Well, before we have that interview, I think we're going to have some, obviously, slow-mos from that heat, but we will be still trying to get that interview. Apologies, but there's a lot of German media in front of us, unfortunately. But, yeah.
That Pascal was sick. I mean, on the way out, Leonard smashed it for being that. I mean, that shifty we didn't see did before this already, and it was just, here he goes. Yeah, that was just perfection. Oh no, that was a shifty shaka attempt.
Yeah, he messed up a couple of them, which would have been nailed in the coffin a little bit.
I mean, after what he did a back loop as well. He didn't know what to upgrade, you know. Was this a shifty? No, that was shifty shaka.
Oh, flatty.
Yeah.
Flatty.
Air funnel burner at the end would have made a good comeback, because even Jentel could have maybe just snatched the lead, and then this air funnel burner would have brought it back to him. So yeah, very, very good. The wind dropped definitely a little bit in this heat, but amazing sailing, you know. Unbeaten this event.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The only thing is, I know Jentel, he'll be gutted that he didn't have his heats he's been having.
Yeah.
You know, he went over 40 points in nearly every heat.
The whole time.
Apart from that one heat against Takuma. But in this one, you can see he wasn't, you know, it catches up with you emotionally, you know, physically, everything. That's a lot of heats he sailed today. And you're going against this young fella who is, what, 10 years younger? No.
Yeah?
Probably not
Oh,
far
not
off.
then.
It's not far off.
5-6 years.
Oh, how old's Gentle? 26? 20?
Yeah, something like this.
Okay, I thought he was a bit older.
28. I'm 31. I think he's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, so
By the way,
28.
I'm above 30.
You are? Okay. I was thinking, every time I keep asking your age, I'm like, oh, he's 28, 20. I'm thinking, when is he going to hit 30? Oh, thank goodness you hit 30 at last. Oh, it's made my life better. I'm like, it's like Peter Pan.
Yeah. No, I'm not. So I think Yentl is like 27 or 28. So yeah, almost 10 years in between. That's impressive. Crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure. We did think they were going to try and get an interview, but it's looking less and less unlikely now, isn't it? Okay, so they're still trying to do it. So if you are waiting for that interview, it's still meant to be coming. It's still on the schedule. That's what's happening. That's the view from the beach. I mean, that's such a good event for this sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people watching.
Well, let's take a little break for commercials. We'll be back, hopefully, with that interview with Leonard Neubauer before all the camera crew get wet.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen. Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
So, yep, there we go. If you are just tuning in, you've missed it. You have missed it. We have just finished the double elimination in freestyle. Yentl Kers is the new Freestyle World Champion for 2023, and Leonard Neubauer is the next person to win his first ever PWA event. He's down on the stage right now getting congratulated. You can see the crowd sort of gathering down there next to the stage.
Yesterday you've been saying you're a little bit surprised to be on the
So it looks like we are going to maybe see the podiums. Yep, we are.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the third place. I wish I had a bit better sailing against Yentl, but it was still fun.
It looked like the wind dropped a little bit before that heat. Was it like that you had a little bit lack of power?
Yeah, I was a bit underpowered. Also, I couldn't find the ramps, but anyway, I'm super happy for Yentl and Leonard. So it's
ja, das würde ich sagen, das ist doch auch mal Sportsgeist. Super happy für die beiden, die vor ihm sind. Sehr, sehr stark. Thank you. Steven van Broekhoven, 38 years old, still whipping.
38 in 2 days.
In 2 days, oh sorry, okay, so we're gonna have a birthday party, even better. I guess you're 28?
Yep.
That's correct. 10 years younger. How do you feel today? How was your mental state of mind during the day? You know, you had to sail quite a few heats, and that the heat against Erdien Bosson would be the most important. How was it for you?
Well, first of all, I'm super stoked. The conditions were amazing for freestyle here. It's been a long time since we had proper freestyle conditions. I just enjoyed the sailing, and already from the first heat against Dieter, I had a really good feeling with my sailing, and then just climbing up till Bosson. That was like the most important heat for the event for me and for Bosson as well for the world title. Then of course I had a good heat against my Belgian mate, who I have to thank a lot. He helped me to get this world title. And then for sure the new guy on top, Leonard Neubauer, epic sailing. He beat me twice in this event, well deserved.
Der neue Weltmeister Jentel Kers. One more question about your mental state. Like, how was your level? How nervous have you been in the heat against Adrian? Did you have the feeling, okay, I had quite a few heats, I'm really into my flow, or was it a disadvantage that you sailed so many heats before?
No, I was definitely in my flow, and I guess it's a disadvantage for Bosson, as I did quite a few really good heats before. But he sails amazing. He's a really hard one to beat. We had the final against each other in Fuerte, the last event as well. It's always really close, so also congratulations to him. He's an amazing sailor.
Okay. Also nochmal ein Riesenapplaus. Der neue Weltmeister Jentel Kers. Gingen auch nochmal Glückwünsche an den neuen Vize-Weltmeister raus. So, jetzt haben wir gerade ein bisschen Englisch gesprochen. Lennart, du kannst dir jetzt aussuchen, ob wir Griechisch sprechen oder Deutsch. Ich würde mich an deiner Stelle für Deutsch entscheiden, sonst wird es ein bisschen schwierig mit mir. Ja, erstmal die Frage, wie fühlt sich das jetzt an? Gestern war es die erste Finalteilnahme, du hast die Single Elimination gewonnen. Das war, ich sag mal, die halbe Miete. Jetzt hast du die Double Elimination klar gemacht, du wirst der Sieger hier beim World Cup. Ja, erzähl ein bisschen, wie fühlt sich's an?
Also ich fand, gestern war deutlich mehr als die halbe Miete, 5 Heats hintereinander, in echt guten Bedingungen, aber das macht einen halt dann schon müde zum Ende. Darum mega Respekt an Jentel, dass er nach, ich glaube, 10 Heats oder so ist er gefahren und auf einem Level, der unfassbar ist. Würde ich sagen, war 80% schon gestern und heute halt nochmal nicht zu sehr sich mitreißen lassen von den Emotionen gestern und halt, wie gesagt, früh schlafen gehen und heute Morgen sein Material, also alles gleich wie gestern, da ändert sich nicht viel, ob man gestern gewonnen hat oder nicht, ist eigentlich egal, weil neuer Tag, neuer Wettkampf im Prinzip. Und darum bin ich echt einfach sehr, sehr happy, dass ich es so hinbekommen habe, wie ich wollte. Ich konnte mein Heat fahren ohne Stress und hatte echt viel Fun. Und ja, deswegen stehe ich hier, glaube ich, heute.
Okay, ja, berechtigter Applaus. Du hast zu meinem Kollegen gesagt, du warst erstmal ein bisschen auf Insta, um zu gucken, ob du das geträumt hast, dass du gewonnen hast oder nicht. Hast du nicht geträumt, du bist wach. Jetzt aber auch nochmal an dich die Frage. Du hast gesagt, du warst fokussiert, bist früh ins Bett gegangen, also Party ist gestern erstmal ausgeblieben. Wie sicher warst du dir heute, dass du das Ding klar machen würdest? Du wusstest, du hast 2 Chancen dadurch, dass du die Single gewonnen hast. Bist du relativ mit viel Selbstbewusstsein ins Rennen gegangen oder war schon auch noch so ein bisschen Zweifel, Nervosität dabei?
Nee, ich war schon sehr, sehr selbstvertraut. Wenn Zweifel dabei ist, dann wird es meistens nichts. Also man darf wirklich nur positiv denken. Ich habe schon viele Heats verloren, weil ich gedacht habe, was, wenn ich jetzt verliere und was im Prinzip gar nichts im Moment zu tun hat. Man muss einfach nur surfen und alles andere vergessen, weil das in dem Moment wirklich nicht relevant ist. Ja, einfach Spaß haben. Es hört sich so doof an, aber das ist das Allerwichtigste beim Windsurfen. Darum machen wir das alle. Und ja, das ist einfach mega cool.
Ja, sehr cool. Gestern ging es früh ins Bett. Da besteht heute nicht mehr unbedingt die Notwendigkeit. Das ist eine Frage an alle. Wie sieht das Partyprogramm aus? I'm just asking about the party program tonight. Yeah, we might start with Jentel. There's certainly a lot to celebrate for you. What's your plan for tonight?
Well, I don't know. I experienced a lot of parties after events. Some of them worked out pretty well. Some of them I ended up really early in bed. So let's see what tonight brings.
Okay, can be a surprise. Stephen, your party experience as well. I know that. You
not
have
really,
any?
actually.
He is. I know. You have any plans for tonight?
I don't make plans. Go with the flow.
Okay, you go with the flow.
That's the best.
Das ist immer gut. Lennart, fokussierst dich, ja, exactly, you guys take Leonard aus. How old are you actually, Leonard? Wie alt bist du ganz genau?
19.
19, oh krass, ne? Also, da haben wir 38 fast in 2 Tagen, 28 und hier sage ich fast 18, weil es 19 ist. Also wirklich jeweils 10 Jahre quasi Unterschied. Du wärst auf jeden Fall schon in dem Alter, wo du es darfst, mal einen kleinen Sekt zu trinken. Hast du das vor oder wie gehst du den Abend an? Ist deine Familie hier? Durftet ihr das miterleben?
Ja, meine Mom ist auf jeden Fall hier. Steht hier, glaube ich, irgendwo.
Ja, grüßen wir doch mal rüber, oder? Wo ist sie denn? Wink mal zu. Freut sich bestimmt.
Ja, sehe ich jetzt gerade nicht. Aber die war den ganzen Tag am Strand und hat mir alles gebracht, immer mir geholfen. Also,
okay, krass.
Danke, aber normal trinke ich nicht. Mal gucken, ob es sonst eine Ausnahme gibt.
Sonst vielleicht ein leckeres Essen zusammen mit Mama. Also das sind hier die 3 Besten in der Disziplin Freestyle, die Freestyle-Geschichte geschrieben haben. Ein neuer Weltmeister, ein Mann, der in einem Alter, wo viele kaum noch gehen können, noch im Freestyle zu den Besten gehört und ein neuer Sieger hier beim World Cup Sylt. Ich würde sagen, das ist nochmal ein finalen, wirklich lauten Applaus wert. Sylt, lasst nochmal was hören. Toller Tag hier, Dankeschön. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So there we go. A couple of happy boys there. Interestingly, you see it, Stephen Van Broekhoven's birthday, what was he, 38? Jentel Kers, 28. Len about 19. There's like 10 years in between all of them. The youngest one winning, obviously, the middle one second, and the oldest one in third. Kind of funny. So yeah, we're going to take a break now. We've got probably an hour until the next possible start. So quite some way to go. Conditions-wise, I don't think it's good enough for waves at the moment, but you never know. So stay tuned to the live ticker. I'm just looking at the beach. There's a few people rigging some slalom gear. So stay tuned. No guarantees what is happening today. But next possible start is in an hour's time. 3:45, I think they said. But let's take a break. Adverts, and I'll see you the next time we have some action. Thank you for tuning in.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen. Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
Attention competitors, as you heard, we're going to start with the discipline slalom. The red flag for the first heat of the day will come up at 4:45. Once again at 3:45. I have to correct that. At 3:45 we're going to see the red flag for the first heat of the day.
kleines Announcement nochmal von der PWA. 12 bis 17 Knoten haben wir gerade auf dem Wasser. Für die Riders nochmal 12 to 17 Knots. gerade der Strand so ein bisschen im Chill-Modus nach der Action, die wir heute Vormittag hatten im Freestyle. Aber in 20 Minuten gibt es ja den First Possible Start im Slalom. Und auch neben dem Wasser haben wir für ordentlich Programm gesorgt. Ab 16 Uhr haben wir eine Autogrammstunde beim Blue Life Stand und die hat es in sich. Liam Dunkerbeck dabei und Ricardo Campeo. Um 16 Uhr beim Blue Life Stand. Wenn man von der Bühne südlich geht, dann ist das direkt der erste Stand. So, gucken wir mal auf die Uhr. 15:30 Uhr. Zeit gestoppt hier von unserem offiziellen Timekeeper Alpina Watches. Heißt 15 Minuten noch bis zum ersten möglichen Start hier beim Slalom. Momentan werden noch die Tonnen justiert. Eine Viertelstunde kann man vielleicht nochmal nutzen, um hier übers Eventgelände zu schlendern. Vielleicht nochmal ein Kaltgetränk holen bei diesen sehr milden Temperaturen. wer aufgepasst hat, der sagt, es ist schon nach 15:45 und es wird auch gar nicht gefahren. Die justieren gerade noch so ein bisschen den Kurs, aber lange kann das nicht mehr dauern.
All right, welcome back. If the freestyle wasn't enough, if all those heats weren't enough, we are going into racing. Yes, day number 3 of the action here in Sylt, and we are going into slalom. And I tell you what, there is some waves on the course. It's almost wave slalom. Jimmy Tieme is in the first heat, and he's actually took the fin. Could that be the secret weapon? We've got Mercer in there. We've got Freestyle in there. I spoke to him before. He is broken. He's had a long day. He's been on the freestyle. He's been up early. He's been at the beach hanging around. He wasn't looking too happy, I've got to be honest. I think he's pretty broke. We've got Stallman in there. We've got Becker, fresh from winning his first ever elimination the other day. Jazanas, Kurdle, and Johan So, the event leader in this first heat. We're pretty much straight in. Well, not pretty much. We are into the quarterfinals. It's straight into the quarterfinals. 4 heats. Top 4 advance to the semi-finals. And then we have 2 semi-finals of 8 riders. Top 4 advance into the final. And then the bottom 4 advance into the runners-up final. And then we'll have a final of 8 riders. A runners-up final of 8. The runners-up final can get a maximum of or the best result of a 9th place if you win it. And obviously so on down the table. Second will be 10th, third will be 11th, and then in the final, obviously, 1st to 8th place. And that is how it will count, and that will count as a result. So that is where we're at. We heard that red flag should be up, and it is up. So red flag is up on the boat, and we are going straight in. No messing around. I think we're going to try and bash out 1 elimination. That's the rumour on the street. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's get it on. For, well, less than 4 minutes when that goes down. We will have 3 minutes. Ben, you have an echo on the mic. Okay. Well, I apologise for that. Anyone else hearing my echo? And I said, anyone else hearing my echo? Echo, echo. Yeah, 2 windows open, no echo for everyone else. And there we go. Yeah, we are on. Looks interesting. We should see some really interesting racing. It's going to be harder for the drone. Wind looks like the sun's quite low, which can make it more difficult to spot the sail numbers and spot the riders. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what we're going to have. Could a fin take the win? I know you guys, you love a bit of fin action, but we've seen so far this year that the foil is king at the moment when it's head to head. Obviously, a lot of people saying different disciplines. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. So is a lot of the riders. But the one thing you can't deny is the foil has proved for some interesting, exciting, dramatic racing. We saw that on the first day. We did 3 eliminations, and we saw all sorts of drama. At the moment, Johan So leading at the top of the table. Second place, Mateusz Isaac started off with a 10th, were second in the losers final, and then second in both winners finals. So he's sitting in second, just 0.7 ahead of Matteo Iachino, who actually broke his front wing, which he didn't realise. He kind of damaged it, and he was wondering why he was falling off on the jibes, and then we realised he damaged his front wing. So, but he's still sitting in third place. Maciej Rakowski with a win in the last elimination 3, is up into fourth place. And then we've got Nico Goya at the moment in 5th place. And he had all sorts of kind of moments where you thought, oh, he's going to win this one. Oh, he's going to win this one. And then some big mistakes really cost him. 1 minute to go till the start of heat number 1. Mardo Vrieswijk at the moment sitting in 8th place. But a discard, if with a good result in this elimination here, would give him a good discard. And he could zoom right up the table. So a lot to play for in this one. Might only be 1 elimination, but I think it's going to be super interesting. We've got a few waves around. Yeah, let's get into it. They are lining up on the start. See if we can spot, like I say, Johan So is in this. He's on the black 0.7 sail FMX boards. We've got Kördel on the Severn. Red Severn sail. He's been starting a lot in the middle. We've got Jazonas. Becker's going to be on the Patrick. Jazonas on the Challenger. Stallman on the GA. Vrieswijk, Severn. Mercer on the Severn. And Jimmy Tieme on the Duotone on the Finn. Up at that top end. Will the Finn come through? Let's see. Good start in the middle from Kördel, the German. Then down this bottom end in the middle of the pack is Patrick Ryder. Michel Becker. He won his first ever final the other day, which was really good to see in front of a home German crowd. And look at that. Oh, it's close there with Jimmy Tieme and Johan So. Jimmy Tieme. Oh, big crash. Massive crash. Oh my God. Did you see that? He couldn't see him. And Jimmy Tieme comes back over the wave. Big crash. Maybe it was from Kördel. We need to get lower. I can't see the sail numbers from here. Becker jibes round underneath. We really need to get lower because the action is in the waves. We need to see. Yeah, this is what we want to see. These guys going over the waves. Who have we got? Where? That's what we want to see. No, Kördel's leading. So Kördel is leading. Look at the swell lines. Johan So upwind. We've got Becker on this left-hand side. That's the top 3. It looks like Stallman in 3rd place. And Jimmy Tieme, there was a Severn that crashed, which could be, well, it could be a few people. It was a red sail. It might have even been the challenger of Jazonas. Could have been Mercer. But the 3 top riders, Kördel, So, Becker, Stallman. That's your top 4. Oh, it could have been Vrieswijk. Vrieswijk's on the Severn. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, that could be a massive disaster for Mardo Vrieswijk if it was. There is a Severn in about 5th place at the moment. But Jimmy Tieme coming over the back of that wave pretty much went through the sail, it looked like. Not all over yet. We could see some big crashes towards the end of this course area. There is waves on the course. People ask for wave slalom, and we have got wave slalom. A little bit of a wobbly jibe there from Kördel. Johan So coming through. Michel Becker looking good. Stallman also looking good in 4th place. Who is on the 5th place red sail? That's the question. It looks like a Severn. Could be Mardo Vrieswijk. Could be Mercer. Probably Mercer. Might have been Vrieswijk that went down on that first heat, and then Jimmy Tieme crashed into him. Kördel looking pretty good at the moment. Last jibe mark coming up. Safely round from Kördel. Johan So. 2nd place, safely round. Michel Becker. Safely round. Stallman still in 4th spot. All important 4th spot. It's all about the 4th position here. We really need to know who it is in 4th place. Because the top 3 look guaranteed. Michelle Becker 3rd, 2nd place Johan So, 1st place Sebastian Ködel. But who's in 4th? Who is getting that last qualifying spot? Ködel, So, Becker. Can we have a little look who's in 4th as we cross the line? Let's have a look who it is. Oh, it's a battle. Stallman is going to get it. It is Stallman and maybe Mercer in 5th place. So Amado Vrieswijk, I told you he wasn't happy about going out there. And maybe, you know, after doing all that freestyle, it's not worked out for him there. Big crash on that first reach. I don't know if we're going to get an instant replay, but that looked pretty crazy. Yeah, it was Mercer in 5th. And Stallman getting through in 4th place. Well, that was a little bit of drama on that first reach. Okay, let's have a look at the slow-mo. Are we going to see that first reach? Check it out. I think it's Amado. Check out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place rider from the bottom of the screen is Amado Vrieswijk. We've got Jimmy Tiame upwind of him on the duotone with the fin. But guy in the middle of your screen right now, upwind of the black sail, is Amado Vrieswijk. There we go. Went down hard. Jimmy Tiame didn't know where to go. Couldn't see over it. Oh, my. I mean. Oh. Did he hit him? Wow. That was really nasty. Couple of riders went down on that first reach. I think Jazunas also went down as well. That's what happens when you put waves into the mix. Wow. Carnage. Looks like Tilo's tuning in Miami. Miami. I mean, if we could get an interview with Amado Vrieswijk after this, wow. Or Jimmy Tiame. I mean, wow. Carnage. Oh, there's a yellow challenger out there. Never seen a yellow one. Who's tuning in? Where you watching from? Like I said, it looks like we got Tilo there in Miami. When are we going to see Tilo on the PWA Tour? When are we going to see? Okay, so it looks like we've got a little bit of a delay before the next start. Maybe sorting a few things out. But I think what we will do is we will take, well, we've got 4 minutes till the start. That's what we've got. So take a little break, go to commercials, get yourself ready, get a cup of tea, crack open a beer, whatever time it is, and let's get in to finish this elimination.
Irgendwo da draußen ist der perfekte Urlaub. Wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist. Und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen. Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen. Im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
we go. Red flag is up on the committee boat. These boys have been judging freestyle all day. They're now out in the boat. Heat number 2 coming up. Mateus Isaac, Nico Goya, Mattis, Rusha, Vonk, Maka, Kudo, and Schoberg. That's who we've got coming up in this heat. If you are just tuning in, this is the Windsurf World Cup in Sylt, Speedway Grand Slam. We've got waves, we've got freestyle, we got slalom, and that is obviously the heat draw like I've just been through. Schoberg, Kudu, Maka, Vonk, Rocha, Mattis, Goya, and Isaac. Isaac looking very good at the moment in the overalls, sitting in 2nd position. So really needs to keep a cool head. Some difficult conditions out there. We've just seen his IQ foil. What we're going to call him, fellow racer, I should say. Obviously, Sebastian Kernel used to do all the Speedway events and then has put a lot of effort into the IQ foil. He's doing very well by all accounts. He's won some titles already, and yeah, it's showing he's got what it takes to make it in the Olympic discipline, but he's also missing the PWA. That's why he's here in Sylt. He had a few mistakes the other day. He actually went the wrong way when he was leading, which is doesn't happen very often in slalom. But yeah, he has made a few mistakes, but he's going well. Just won that last elimination. Oh, sorry, last heat, I should say. Quarterfinals. Vienna tuning in, Austria, says Christopher. Another Christopher says, nice to hear your voice. Thank you very much. We got Pavel over in Vancouver. We've got Comulus from Louisiana. Farmsville. Isn't that where that bloke's from who sung the song? Something about, no? I can't. My brain is not very good today. Apologise. It's been a long day. I can't find the registered slalom equipment list for the event. Can someone link it? It was actually linked the other day. In fact, I've got it here. I will do it as we line up for this start. As we get into it, we're about to kick off. There we go. So, Rocha on the Gastra, the GA I should say. Mattis on the GA. And maybe Rocha, Mattis, and maybe Kudu on the Gastra. Schoberg on the duotone. Oh, big crash! Big crash! Wow, was that Jordi Vonk? It was very dark, but it looked like a duotone. Wow, it looked like they misjudged it right near the boat, or maybe tried to slow down. Is it a general recall? I think it is. But someone just absolutely hit the deck there, full power. Yeah, so it is a general recall. You can see there's a few bits of swell out there. Very exciting racing. Yeah. I mean, that's the angle we want. We want to see that angle coming down the first reach, because then we see the waves, we see the guys. As soon as we look back upwind, it's a problem because we're seeing into the sun. But a little bit upwind looking down, it's not usually an angle I like, but at least we get to see them coming down the waves, which is pretty exciting, I would say. So yeah, who hit the deck there? I think it might have been Schoberg or Vonk. I'm sure it was one of the duotones. Okay, we have got a slow-mo from that crash, so let's have a look, see who it was. Yeah, it was the duotone. Got very high, very squirmy, trying to slow down, maybe thought it was over. Whoa! Ooh, nasty. Nasty crash. I think that was Jordi Vonk. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's Jordi Vonk because I saw Sjoberg in the middle. So Jordi Vonk with a huge crash. Confirmation of results from the first heat. Kördel, So, Becker, Stallman. That's your first 4 riders into the semi-finals. If you have just joined us, you've missed a hell of a freestyling day. Now, there's been a few people over the years and we're not really into the freestyle, but I can tell you now, if you'd have tuned into the freestyle today and yesterday, you would have seen with the drone, 2 drones in action, with a few waves in the mix, there was some crazy stuff being thrown down. I mean, even if you're not a freestyle fan, it had like a wave kind of feel to it. It was some impressive sailing being done. Jentel Kers was definitely the man of the moment. He didn't win the competition, but he came back so strong today, winning like 8 heats or something on the bounce and claimed the 2023 Freestyle World title. I mean, just insane sailing. In the end, Leonard Neubauer, who took him out in the single elimination, obviously he's not seeded, coming back from injury. He is one of the top freestylers in the world. He's actually leading the European freestyle tour at the moment, was the guy who took him down in the single. And actually Jentel couldn't actually beat him in the double either. I mean, after 8 heats, he's pretty knackered as well. It wasn't his best heat, Jentel, but still, Jentel proving, and you know, he's got what it takes and winning his first ever Peterway event. You know, he's never won a Peterway event before, obviously. Before his injury, he was in really good form. So it's been a tough comeback for Leonard. He's been out for more than a year with that knee injury, which he sustained skateboarding of all things while at the event in France. No wind and just having a mess around on a little mini ramp, and obviously fell wrong, did the knee, and yeah, it was nasty. It was really nasty. So really cool to see some really good stories today. Bols Muller also had a good day. Say Antoine Albert, I would say, probably had a good day as well. Takuma Sugi came back through the ranks as well today and moved up the leaderboard. Should be interesting to see what that's done for the overall rankings. I know we're on slalom now, and I will switch over to talking more about slalom pretty soon, but at the moment this feels very relevant as we've just finished that day. So yeah, Jentel Kers in first place in the overall. Leonard Neubauer moves up to second, so I mean, it's been such a good event from him. Unlucky for Adrian Bosson, slips to third, but still on the podium for the year. Steven van Broekhoven fourth for the year. Wow, the old boy has still got it. Jacopo Testa, 5th place. Amado Vrieswijk, 6th place. Anthony Runes slips from 3rd to 7th, so he'll be gutted with that. Antoine Albert up into 8th, which is solid. Joop Smit equal 9th with Bols Muller. Pretty solid as well. And then Sam and Steve just outside the top 10, 11th, Takuma Sugi. And then we go all the way down the list. There's a few riders there been pretty unlucky with draws and whatnot, but yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I was just actually looking at, I don't know if you guys remember, if you follow Windsurfing TV, we did a bit of a dream team sort of pick at the beginning of the year where we did a podcast, and we had Craig Gertenbach, who was the brand manager for Fanatic at the time, Maciej Rakowski and me, and we picked like we had some rules that we couldn't do this and we couldn't have too many world champions in a team and blah, blah, blah. So there were some rules, and the teams were as follows, and I'll just keep an eye on them. Craig Gertenbach from Fanatic, obviously picked a lot of Fanatic riders. He picked Adrian Bosson, he's had a pretty good year so far. Jordi Vonk, maybe not so much in terms of results. Antoine Martin, he's had moments of success, I guess. He just won the Peru 4-star event. And Maria Andras, who is sitting in 2nd place in the overall rankings in the women at the moment, due to their tourists. Pierre Mortefon, obviously Mr. Consistent, still up there. Dider Moreno, winning, you know, so he's had a pretty solid year. Tobias Bjorner, he was up there in the juniors. Profits team, Mark Paré, well, he's sitting in, what, 2nd or 3rd place at the moment. Arno Vrieswijk, Bols Muller, Nico Preen in my team, Antoine Albo, Oda, Johanna, and Lena Erpenstein. I think I'm pretty happy with the team's performance. I think Maciej is leading maybe with his team. Sarah Kita off Ringer, she's doing pretty good this year. Marcilio Brown, we'll see here in Sylt, but he's up into second place in the world. Enrico Marotti obviously won Pozo. He's got me in the team. Obviously, I'm just having a great year. Johan So, obviously looking very good. Kai Lenny and Blanca Alabao. And Blanca's had a good year as well. So it was quite interesting. Like I say, there's rules in there. You had to pick legends. You had to pick different ways. So many women in the team. So many couldn't have too many world champions and all sorts of stuff. And there was a wild card as well. So, yeah, just while we're waiting, let's have a Nuva Luke. It was a general recall. Vonk jumps the gun. So not only did he absolutely crash over that start line, he was also over. Yeah, that's unfortunate, that. But we will be getting underway with heat number 2, elimination number 4 pretty soon. Okay, 1 minute to go. Let's get it on. Let's have a look at this heat. Yeah, Isaac, Goya, Mattis, Rocha, Vonk won't be in it. Maka, Kudu, Sjoberg. Are we going to see anyone on the fin? We did actually see a few fins in that first one, but then we lost them on the first reach after some pretty big crashing. Jimmy Tiema. I don't know, what was the outcome of that between him and Vrieswijk. Got a fair bit of sun to deal with as they come up to the line. Here we go. Whoa, getting squeezed down there. Maka on the Neil Pride. Isaac. Mateus, all my life, drone playing chicken with the fleet. Love it. We got Goya down this bottom end, I'm guessing, on the Phantom. Like I said, Maka on that Neil Pride just upwind. Then we've got the Gastra boys. Then we've got Mateus Isaac, who is actually getting very much squeezed in the middle. Sjoberg's in there from Sweden as well. So Mateus Isaac, bit of work to do. It's going to be Goya that goes around in first, Maka in second. Then we've got one of the Gastra boys, two of the Gastra boys, Mattis and Rocha. And Mateus Isaac is, he's got a bit of work to do, hasn't he? Sitting in second place for the competition. Look at Mateus Isaac. He's pumping his way down this bottom end. And he's making up really good ground. We've got Mattis up on the right-hand side, on the right-hand side Gastra, the blue sail. And then in the middle of the pack, it's Malta Rusha. I would know that stance anywhere. He has a very straight leg. His bum out. Fast rider. And Mateus Isaac has got a very tight line in here as Goya goes round in first. Maka in second. Then we've got Mattis and Mateus just pushing inside, but Rusha with a nice line around the jibe mark comes out on top, although Mateus Isaac jumps over the swell and then gets a whole swell ahead of him. Really good sailing for Mateus Isaac. Again, jumps over another swell. That's going to be dangerous on the foil. Oh, Rusha manages to hold on. He really did take a huge jump down that swell. And this is what just racing in swell means. It is really tricky, I guess, to judge the foil. Not that I've done much foil racing in swell, but it looks pretty like carnage. Mattis on the inside. Then we've got Maka, Mateus Isaac, really good jibe, and he's already moved up into what, second place now? Yes, on the Red Severn. Then we've got third place is Mattis, and then Maka at the moment in fourth place. Malta Rusha a bit further back in fifth. He's going to need a mistake from one of the top four riders. Goya looking for his first win here in Sylt. Could it come in this elimination? Elimination 4, discard kicks in as well. Mateus Isaac, Maka and Mattis. These guys just need to keep it together. Don't need to push anything. Just need to stay in the lane. Oh, Mattis, a little wobble. Maka. And it looked like Sjoberg was catching up from Sweden. But it might be a little bit too little too late. top 4 look quite comfortable. Is there going to be any drama on this last reach? You never know in this foil discipline. Here, little moment from Maka there. But it looks okay. Goya wins it. He's through to the semis. So is Mateusz Isaac, Maka and Mattis. That's your top 4. I never thought I'd complain about too much sun, but bring back the clouds. Okay, next up will be heat number 3. Well, I wonder what they're coming in. Are they changing stuff? Are they having a little look around? Oh, I guess it's a bit easier today because it's more cross shore, so easier with the shore break. Nico Goya looked pretty comfortable out there. Could he get his first race win in Sylt? Not his first race win in ever, but just here in Sylt. He looked good in a few of them. He's going to change something, isn't it? He looks like he's in a hurry to change something. Doesn't seem. Oh Jesus! He's looking at something. Maybe something's a bit loose. He's definitely, you could say, he's feeling something. Okay, so there we go. This is heat number 3, elimination 4. Marotti, Van der Berg, Kernum, Fura, Hooper, Iachino, Benedetti, and Martini. A few Italians in this one, isn't there? 4 Italians. Could they get the clean sweep? It would be hard push to do it, but I don't know. You never know. Okay, just 1 minute to go until the start. Heat number 3 coming up. We've got Frank saying, Ben, could the drone go to the windward side for the sun? It could, but we'd also be more difficult to see the sail numbers as well. But I think with the way the sun is now, we might have to do that. It did seem to be a better angle because the sun is playing a bit of havoc, because we want to see them coming down those waves, because we will see some thrills and spills. It ain't easy navigating that foil over these sort of conditions. We've already seen some quite serious stuff as they come into the line. There we go. Wow, lovely start. All the boys pushing through in this one. Where's Marotti? Where's Matteo Iachino? Matteo Iachino down this right-hand side. Enrico Marotti above him. These boys are pushing each other super hard. In the middle, we've got Fura on that Challenger sail, maybe. It's the first time I've seen a yellow Challenger sail, so I'm guessing it is. Could be even Bruno Martini down this, further down this end. So easy to see being so far away. But it's definitely Matteo Iachino in the lead. Okay, who have we got? Matteo Iachino. Looks like maybe Bruno Martini. Then we've got Enrico Marotti. And it looks like we've got a bit of pumping around at the back. Wind maybe dropping a little bit. Matteo Iachino looks so good at this event so far. As soon as I said that last time, he crashed all his jibes. And I wondered what was going on. If you missed my preview at the beginning, I told you he broke his front wing or something happened. It was like a little bit of a malfunction. Oh, a big crash at the back there, just off your screens. But it will be Matteo Iachino from Italy going around in first. Then we got Bruno Martini. Then Enrico Marotti. I think it's then for you on the Challenger. And the Phantom of Hooper challenging for that 4th place. So 4th place really is up for grabs. Bit of swell out there, but maybe the waves, they were breaking actually when they were getting ready to send the guys out, which could have been quite interesting. But I think anything can pretty much happen here. We've got 3 Italians in the top 4 at the moment, but there's a Frenchman, William Hooper, trying to get in there. Going to be a close battle, this. Goya looking pretty good. Hooper not giving up yet though, but Matteo Iachino looking very steady at the front. Bruno Martini also looking pretty good. Bruno, oh, he's getting a little bit of a swell line here. Needs to keep it together. You can see the spacing for these boys as we come through. So Matteo Iachino, last jibe mark. Bruno Martini inside, switches the feet. Lovely jibe from Bruno. Enrico Marotti, but the real battle is for 4th and 5th, and Foyer looking very good on the challenger. A few little pumps to stay ahead of Hooper, and at the moment Hooper's not got a chance, but Hooper's going low. He's going to get held up here. Marotti may be holding off Foyer. Foyer's going to have to push. Keep your eye on that yellow sail, because they're the guys pushing hard. They're the guys who could come unstuck. The top 3 look pretty safe, but 4th and 5th is where the action's at. Is it going to be Foyer? Is it going to be Hooper? The top 3 are secure. Is it going to be? Where are they? Oh, we can't see. Ah, looks like it was Foyer. We've got to have a look at that battle for 4th and 5th in the early round, boys. That is where it's going on. That is where the action is. We've got to keep an eye on the top guys, but 4th and 5th is the real money, because we don't get any extra points for being 1st, 2nd or 3rd. 4th is enough. You just have to be inside the top 4. Oh, Benedetti, there we go. Apologies. That would make more sense, but it was Benedetti on the yellow challenger, so I apologize. Makes more sense, I think, for you. Italian? Must be on a challenger. That's kind of how my brain thinks, so apologies about that. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen. Ooh, that doesn't look maybe the. That looks interesting way of bringing in your foil. Benedetti. He's been going well since he's been on the PWA, hasn't he? I mean, it would be great if Benedetti just went, right, I'm going to use yellow sails from now on. Matchek's going to use pink. You know, I like different colour sails. I think more brands should do that. Okay, let's have a look. Who have we got? We got Giroux in this one. We got Franz. Is he going to turn up? We haven't seen him yet. We've got Jules in this. Rakowski, Preen, Kuzan, Mortefan. Wow, this is stuff. Pogaman, Board. Let's see. Here we go. 10 seconds to go. Matchek on that pink challenger. Looks like a good start by all accounts. Patrick down this bottom end. Matchek, Rakowski flying in the middle, just going over the top of Cedric Board. Tati Franz is there on the fin. Is there enough waves to make the fin count? Maybe not. Oh, is it a general recall? There's a few boys kind of heading at different angles here to try and understand what is going on. But Tati Franz, if it is Tati Franz, is nowhere near these boys. Going round. So, Kuzan rounding first. Rakowski does take the lead though. So now Rakowski in the lead. Kuzan second. Pierre Mortefan. We've got the Neil Pride of Nico Preen in there as well. Oh, cancelled. Okay, cancelled flag is flying. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. We saw Tati already kind of stopping as if he knew already.
Der Schauinslandreisen Windsurf World Cup
So we'll try and figure out exactly what happened there. So let's just wait and see. Apparently there was a postponement up. Someone just said they heard the postponement flag was up on the committee of vote just before the start of Heat 4. So there was obviously some sort of problem which they had to postpone it, and then they had to obviously cancel the race once the riders didn't know. So they've cancelled the race, and obviously they're going to have to sort out something, which obviously was the problem. Not sure exactly what the problem was, but I'm sure we will find out pretty soon. It's about 4:30 local time. Been a pretty long day at the beach today. A lot of guys down here 6:30, 7 o'clock for the start of the freestyle. I'm sure Mr. Amado Vrieswijk will be a bit upset about going out. He could have really changed his results with a good result here, but he went over a bit of swell on that first reach and crashed out big time. So so while we were waiting for this, make your predictions. Who you think is going to win the slalom here in Sylt 2023? I mean, for what we've seen so far, from my eyes as a commentator, Matteo Iachino seems to be the man in form. He looked super good on that first day. He's already looked good today. Yeah, I'd put a little bet on Matteo Iachino for the win here in Sylt. Not to say no one else could win it, but I would say it's probably in with a shout. Obviously won before, knows how to win. He probably needs to win if he's going to give this overall title a shot. Okay, so it sounds like there was too many in the heat. Someone had got the wrong heat by the sounds of it. So there's too many in the race, and they've had to cancel it. So we should be restarting pretty soon. Bjorn van der Weg says Maciek or Matteo. Yalgo says Matteo. Kala says Johan So, the beast. I mean, that is this is a big event for Johan So, young fella, obviously got plenty more years on tour, but a good result here in Sylt. He then can discard his, because he ended up didn't go to Pozo in the end, so he could discard that result, and he will go right up in the overalls. So yeah.
Es ist wirklich viel zu viel Plastik und generell Müll in den Ozeanen in dieser Welt. Und es ist natürlich auch so, dass es gerade den Surfern viel auffällt, wenn sie da überall lang surfen.
Okay, let's so well at the moment here in the live booth we don't have communications to the boat, but I don't see any flags on there. Everything looks okay. Oh, there we go, yellow flag. So 2 minutes to go until the start. Anna thinks Maciek will win Sylt. I probably would have put a bet on Amado, but after that first elimination today, now, after this elimination we saw, and he's out in the first round, he's got a very tough one to do now, because he's got two really bad results. And that is going to cost him, unfortunately. Is Japan happening? Yes, Japan is happening. That's what we're hearing. Jürgen thinks Nico Preen is going to win. I'm not sure he can at the moment, unless we have a lot more races. He's had a couple of races which will probably not allow him to win unless everyone goes a bit.
Climate Action finde ich ein schönes Stichwort, dass wir auch alle dran denken, den Strand so sauber zu verlassen, wie wir ihn vorher auch vorgefunden haben.
Yeah, there's a few people asking about the quality of the stream, but if you select the quality of stream on the little settings button on the bottom of YouTube, you can fix it. If it's on automatic, if your connection goes slow, it will automatically change your resolution to a smaller one. So if you've got a slow connection, it could change it down to 144, which is obviously a terrible connection. But if you want to fix it, I'm pretty sure you can fix it at a certain one, so it's not on auto. Okay, here we are. We're off. Bang, that's the start. There we go. Kuzan, good start down the bottom end. Pierre Mortefon just upwind of him on the duotone. Then we got Nico Preen, Maciek Rakowski. That's your kind of leading four riders on. Tati Franz going very close to Van der Berg there on the foil. And Van der Berg, something's happened. He's going right out the back door. And again, there was 9 people in this, but maybe there is. There is one heat with 9 people in, so it kind of makes sense. But 4 riders down this bottom end, down the swell for Maciek Rakowski. There's some big swells here. They can catch you out. Just one little bit of lift goes wrong. Oh, Kuzan and Maciek having a really close jibe there. This is just the first round. It's still the quarterfinals, but surely we don't need to be pushing that hard. That was very close. Pierre Mortefon, Nico Preen, Maciek Rakowski, Alexander Kuzan. That's your top 4. We've got Cedric Board in there, I think, in 5th place. Got Tati Franz just behind on the fin. Could we see a Finn sneak into the top 4? Oh, full airtime from Tati Franz. He's almost getting, it almost looks harder on the fin than it is on the foil. I was thinking he's going to need some real big braking waves here, but Pierre Mortefon rounding first, then Nico Preen, then Alexander Kuzan. Maciek Rakowski holding back on this one, and it's worked out very good for him because he's coming through on the top line. You've got Cedric Board challenging Alexander Kuzan, and Cedric Board has found a nice little runner here. Cedric Board is going to push hard like he always does. The top 4 has definitely got away from the rest of the pack. Or I should say the top 5 has got away from the rest of the pack. There's a real battle going on between the Frenchies there. Alexander Kuzan on the Patrick sail and the red sail of Cedric Board just gone off your screens. They're the guys having a real fight for that 4th and 5th place. Pierre Mortefon round, Nico Preen, then Maciek Rakowski, and it is at the moment Alexander Kuzan. Then we got Cedric Board. This fight is going to go all the way to the end. And we got Tati Franz behind in 6th place. Can we keep the 4th and 5th place in shot? That's it. That's what we want to see. The real fight is that 4th place. You can see it's already challenging now. Alexander Kuzan's going low on the left-hand side. And then Board is staying straight. He's not getting sucked into a battle with Alex. So Cedric Board's going straight. The top 3 have definitely pulled away. Pierre Mortefon, Nico Preen, Maciek Rakowski. This looks guaranteed, but 4th place is not, and it is Board. Board goes round in 4th place. Alexander Kuzan with a good jibe on the outside, though. And Cedric Board is not had a good jibe. He's going off your screen. You can't see it. I'm pretty sure Alexander has had a much better jibe. Or has he? I think he has. I think Kuzan is going to get that 4th spot. Board and Kuzan are going to race all the way to the line. Pierre Mortefon, obviously. Preen and Rakowski are going to be your top 3. But 4th place is still going on. Board and Kuzan are having a real fight in 4th place. Let's stay on the 4th place. This is going to go right down to the wire. No, it's not. Kuzan's got it. He got it on the last jibe, so there we go. Alexander Kuzan. Yeah, so there we go. Bam. Good fight that. I thought Cedric might have had it, but he just messed up that last jibe. And that could have put him into the semi-finals. But in the end, it wasn't to be. Julian Janssen on YouTube says, Ben, what's your personal go-to drink after a long day of Sylt streaming? You know what my go-to drink is? Heineken 00. No, it's not. It's definitely Heineken because it's in the. Oh, look at this short break. It's in the fridge and it's free in the rider's tent. So I'm definitely cracking open a Heineken. Actually, this event obviously sponsored by Heineken 00. Does that mean we're going to get more beer companies sponsoring sporting events? Because a lot of them have got 00s now, and I'm guessing that is a loophole in the advertising. Oh, is it not a loophole? Because they are advertising that beer. That's what they're selling lots of, obviously. I'm sure. Here we go. So we do have some slow-mos of the action. Close race, that. Ah, Mr. Jordy Vonk. Did you survive that crash? Oh, my God. It looked brutal, mate.
Yeah, it was a funny one. I hit the rope of the pin end.
I saw. we saw. It looked pretty nasty. And you were over as well after all that.
I'm literally in the water, like half dizzy, like, what the fuck happened? And I hear like, merp, merp. And I go up, it's like only me. I was like, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, looked nasty. How is it out there?
Man, it was kind of a shame because the conditions are kind of amazing. You know, it's super tricky.
Yeah.
It's wavy. Sometimes they're very steep, so it's hard to predict sometimes in front what the wave is going to do. And it's not that you can pick your lines always, you know. They can be on top of you, below you. You kind of get forced into a certain position. And then you kind of have to, settle for it and hope you don't fully catapult. Because I've not seen all the racing so far, but the heat in front of me, I think 3 people went down.
Did you see Amado and Jimmy? Are they okay?
I think Jimmy was standing on Amado's board, holding his back foot strap and trying to get
He went through the board.
Yeah, through the board. Amado is missing a piece of his tail.
Yeah, I saw that happen.
I mean,
Amado went down. And then Jimmy was behind the wave.
And you don't see it.
And I think we could see it because we were on the drone. But Jimmy couldn't see anything.
No.
He was lucky he didn't hit Amado, to be honest.
Oh, but this has been in more occasions a miracle that the gear gets.
Or lucky he was on the fin.
Also. No, sure. You know, with these kind of crashes, when afterwards you realize nothing really bad happened in terms of personal damage. You know, the gear damage in the end doesn't matter. Yeah, it's painful. Yes, costing a bit of money and whatever, but
I mean, it's bad for Amado because he needed a discard.
Yeah, sure.
Which is for the event after him winning last year, he's going to be gutted with that because he had 2 third places, needed a good one now, and he would have been right up there.
Yes.
And now he's had a shocker, and he's got a broken board.
And he's got a broken board. I guess he has a spare board, so he will be fine in that way. But on the other hand, it looks like we have 4 more days with slalom wins coming up. You know, second discard can come in. It's 0 mistakes. You know, like it means that you have to make 0 mistakes from now on, which is tough.
Which is tough in Sylt.
It's tough anywhere. It's tough anywhere. You know, with plenty of fast guys and tricky conditions, it's tough anywhere. But he'll bounce back.
Okay, we've got this heat coming up. We've got Kördel, So, Becker, Stallman, Goya, Isaac, Macker, Mattis. Some big boys in this one. Big boys everywhere. Straight from the quarterfinals, isn't it? There's no room for mistakes. Here we go.
Basti Cordell with the best start at the pin.
He said he was worried about his starts, but he's been nailing them.
Yeah, he says that more often, but he's on it. You know, from what he told me, he's struggling a bit with jibing. It's obviously very different to the IQ gear he's on usually, but straight line speed, as you can see, is no problem at all for him switching back to the slalom.
He's absolutely flying. So we got Kördel. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh my God!
Oh, that was a Patrick. That I guess was Michele Becker if he's in this heat.
I think Becker was actually looking at the drone as well. I don't want to say anything, but
yeah, it was a steep wave. He came down as well.
Wow, some big swell. This is almost wave slalom right now. Well, it is wave slalom.
It is.
It is wave slalom. So we've just lost Michele Becker. Kördel looking very good at the front of the fleet. We've got Goya in second place. Third place, Matthias Isaac. And then we've got Stallman maybe on the Gastra. And then we've got Johan So. So Johan So, the event leader at the moment, is out of a qualifying position as Goya takes a little moment over the top of that wave, but speeding through.
In the back, it's somebody else almost going over the handlebars.
But Kördel still leading. Goya in second place. Remember, oh, had a little wobble there. Not a great jibe from Kördel. He's going to get caught up here. Oh, he's got stuck. He really has got stuck. The boys are going to catch him.
Oh, but Johan had a really good jibe jumping into fourth, but in the end...
He's got stuck as well, hasn't he?
He got stuck, and Mattis came back to, or Scotty...
Yeah, this might be. I think it's Scotty. I think it's Scotty Stormer. We'll have to give a bit. Goya leading now. Matthias Isaac Kördel second and third. Then I think it's Scotty Stallman. And then at the moment, Johan So, the event leader, is not in a qualifying position. And this is the semi-finals. Need to be in the top 4 to get into the final. Goya coming through. We know it's not all over. There's some massive swell here. Look at this as Kördel goes round. Isaac's round. Stallman. Is it Stallman? No, I don't see a sticker.
I actually think it's Mattis.
It might be Mattis. There's no sticker on that sail, so I think it's Mattis. But Johan So has just put the hammer down. He has gone, I have to do it now or never, and he has just thrown it down. Look at the guy in fourth place on the right-hand side. Johan So has just put the afterburners on, old school Dunkerbeck style, where he's like, I will not lose. Look at that, straight up into fourth place, but we've got some swell on the last jibe mark. Goya goes round in first.
Johan is perfectly on the swell.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's a fast jibe, though, hard to control,
very
but the
jibe.
beast absolutely nailed that thing. Look at the speed. Johan So has just taken out about 100 meters. Wow. Lovely to see. Going down the last streets, top 4 riders. There's a bit of swell as well. It's never over till it's over. Goya looking very good. Matthias Isaac in second. Then we've got Johan So up into third place already. What a move that was. And then Kördel just cruising now in fourth place. These guys will be in the final. They're in an absolute disaster. And there you go. All 4 riders getting through. Great race from Johan So in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it counts at the finish, right? I think he stayed strong mentally like he always does, and he knew the opportunity will come, and he's never backing down. No matter if he's first, second or third in qualifying rounds, he's not backing down, so he even jumped to third.
And that jibe on the last
was impressive. Yeah, he was perfectly timed on the swell. You know, you can get unlucky with the swell as well, but in this case, he timed it perfectly, took the wave, and yeah, even managed to overtake Basti.
Yeah, nice racing. Nice racing. End of the day, we were, I mean, I've got to be honest, when they called on the racing, I was like, oh my God, it's been
was the same.
a long day. Really been a long day since this morning.
Yeah, but it's been an amazing call. I mean, we don't get such a windy races often here in Sylt.
Yeah.
And I prepared 5-4. You know, Pierre went out on the 5-4, other guys on 6-0 because it was windy.
Yeah.
By the time the course was set, I decided to take 6-4, which was the perfect size. And 2 heats after already, the guys came back running for their 7/8s and rigging.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure most guys, I know Basti is on the 7. Mattis is on the 7-3. Which for his weight is also
I'm not used to seeing
sail.
it on such a big sail. Actually.
No.
So keep your eye on Becker here.
Yeah, that was a nasty one.
I saw him look at the drone.
But look at that breaking wave.
Oh.
Yeah, just breaking wave. Front wing came out.
Wow. He went through a wall there, didn't he? I mean, and out the other side almost into air.
It's been unlucky as well. I mean, if you look from the drone shot, it's like, yeah, he could have gone a little bit more down where the wave was not breaking. But from his point of view, it's so hard to see because you look at the back of the swell and it's not the same as the point of view you have from the drone looking into the swell.
It's quite crazy actually, because if you go through a steep wave like that, your foil ends up just being in the air. If you go over swell, it's still in contact with the water. But
I mean, we have mass between the 95 and the 101 centimeter. So let's say a meter. So in this swell was clearly higher than 1 meter. So for him to jump through, he kind of had to touching the wave already and kind of surf it down.
Yeah.
But man, you go with such a speed that you don't have time to think or
jump it.
Amado will do it. I will put my money on Amado to do this kind of stuff.
Well, to be fair, that's what actually caught him out before. He went over a wave, nose went down, and just ended up absolutely getting smashed. And then to top it off, if that wasn't bad enough, Jimmy Tieme then just like lands on top of him.
Yeah, that was a bit unlucky. That was a bit unlucky. But yeah, Jimmy, I think Tati was out on the fin as well, right?
Yeah.
But he was getting a
I think if the wind had stayed up, or those waves had also stayed up, the big waves, it might have been a chance. But
might have been a chance. But in the end, it's so tough to plane going out, because that big swell you suddenly have against you, and the foil literally accelerates through.
Yeah. Weirdly, Tati was the one getting airtime and slowing down.
Yeah.
Whereas the foils weren't getting airtime.
But also the foil, it's much easier to change direction and go around without losing too much speed. With the fin, if you really point a lot upwind, you're kind of losing all the speed and drive to actually make it till the next mark again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough to point at the moment where the strength of the fin is coming in.
Yeah. Well, if you have just joined us, we're on to the fourth elimination of the slalom. Obviously, day number 3 of action. Jordi Vonk in the house. Not your best.
I don't want to be in the house, but
if you were watching the racing, you might have seen him hit the buoy on your start. We'll talk about it in a minute. But let's have a look at some adverts before we go back to the racing. We've got semi-finals coming up, finals coming up. Stay tuned.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen. Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
Okay, so there we go. Back in next heat, we got to have up is the second semi-final. Bruno Martini, Matteo Iachino, Marotti. Ouch, this is a big heat. Benedetti, Mortifon, Rakowski, Preen, Cousin.
I mean, it's semi-finals.
But that's heavily stacked, because at the moment you've got Maciek leading the world title race, right? Then you've got second is Iachino, he's in this heat, and then you've got third Pierre, he's in this heat. That's 3 of the top 3 in the world.
Yes, I mean, fair enough.
You got Marotti.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
he's one of the next.
Yeah, but Preen is doing
6.
Is 6th, 5th, 6th.
No, but you've got like in this semi-final. If you look at the top 10 in the world,
I mean,
Benedetti's top 10 in the world right now.
Yeah, but if we look at Mateusz Isaac, for example, in the first semi.
Yes.
I mean, he's not in the top 10 because this is his first event. There's Goya, who's not in the top 10 because it's his second event. You know, Becker, the number 5, Basti, who could be very well top 10. So Johan, who is leading the event right before.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, it's just a whole bunch of fast guys. So even some quarterfinals are.
Oh, but for example, Maciek, Mortifon, Iachino, Marotti. That's the top 4 in the world. They're all in this semi-final.
Yeah.
Preen is in it, so there's only let's say missing, and then Bruno Martini, Alexander Cousin, Ronke, not in it.
No, definitely not in it.
Wow. Well, let's see. Like Bruno Martini, like I said, it's if you look at the world rankings, that's tough.
To be honest, after Fuerteventura, or let's say, I think in Fuerteventura, Bruno was the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, even watching back the live stream, I had so much fun watching him.
It's
and I
insane.
heard this from so many people.
Yeah.
Like he was the MVP.
You want him in a heat.
Yes.
As soon as you hear his name, everyone's like,
yes, now
all
we're
right,
ready. Now we're ready.
We are definitely ready.
No, he's more in control here. You know,
but he's got a do or die attitude. It wasn't like it happened once and he went, oh, I'm going to back off.
He's not scared.
No, he just went.
He just
Every time he went, like absolutely went. And that's what people want to see.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen him on the beach. Like, he is huge. I think he's 104 kilo. Not much fat.
His width from his shoulders.
His shoulders are huge.
Yeah. He wouldn't fit in this scream.
I mean,
let's say I'm like this. He would be. I mean, you're not small.
I'm 100 kilos.
But he is like that, isn't he?
Like
like a triangle, which is quite insane.
No, he's in very, very strong shape. And in those moments, the gear is more scared than he is. Well, usually it's the other way around.
There was a couple of moments which he held on to. Well, couple. There was a lot. But you were just like, how?
I mean,
like he should have gone.
Also before the event, when it started, like we were testing sometimes, and I'm on top of him, and I look at him, and I'm like, Bruno, are you sure? And he doesn't move.
No.
It's not like I open or I go a bit more to the front. No, I hang like I'm hanging.
Yeah.
I hold on, and I will see what happens.
Yeah, I like it.
yeah. I mean, it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch.
No,
so let's see what he pulls off now, because he's been showing some very good speeds and leading a proper amount of races. And we know he can.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There was a point where Bruno was anti-foil.
He still is, I think.
Okay.
you know
what I mean? He's not like a...
I think I can surely grab the phone and show you his post from yesterday in the stories.
He's not like a super foiler, is he? He's not,
No,
he obviously does well at it. We know he's got speed, but deep down, he wants to be on the slant.
Yesterday he was posting a picture of his foil with his sweatshirt, the Lycra, and everything hanging on it. And then he was like, the proper way to use a foil.
Yeah,
let's say it like this. I think his heart is also with the fin.
Yeah.
He rather sails on the fin than on the foil. But it doesn't mean that you don't like it. Or
I
like,
100% agree.
I mean, and he's fast. He's showing his potential on the foil as well. So I'm sure he's as motivated to race on this as he is on the fin. But his preference is most likely on the fin.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Some adjustments are just being made to the course before the second semi-final. So obviously the wind is shifting a bit.
Yeah, but also, to be honest, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago when we were racing. Also, it was so up and down wind sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it was very tough sometimes to make the mark.
But at least you've got foils.
With the fin, so many more heats would have been cancelled simply because you cannot make it. Because now this is a little bit a problem as well, that sometimes you're pointing upwind like crazy and you kind of go to the race director like, Jesus, it's so upwind. And he was just watching like, yeah, but you guys all made the mark, so it's fine, right? But yes, it is, but no, it's not, especially when it's very tight upwind. It kind of leaves no room to play. Like when it's a bit more broad, it's like somebody makes a tight jibe to overtake somebody who made a wide jibe, or you can pass somebody from below. Like there's just options to play and to kind of tactically make your way around the course. While if it's fully upwind or fully downwind, it's you kind of stuck in one route for everybody, and it creates more the train, which you see sometimes.
Yeah, I mean we've seen some exciting racing. I won't lie. I mean, a lot of people were skeptical about the foil racing, but I think it's definitely proving a few of the critics wrong in terms of just viewing pleasure. I mean, obviously everyone's got mixed feelings on it, but the first day here in Sylt, we wouldn't have competed on the fin.
No, I mean,
no
like in the end, the foil started a little bit as the light wind solution. Like, okay, we have the foil, we can actually this time go out in those tricky days and race. And then it kind of took over the fin more and more in terms of performance. Yeah. And I think that's where the critics kind of came in, because they were like, hey, we thought this foil was going to be the light wind solution, but now it's the until 40 knot solution.
So you let someone into your house and then they suddenly start taking over. You're like, hang on, you're meant to be a lodger. What's going on? You're on my sofa. Hang on, you're in my kitchen. Where you in my bed? Hang on.
You're sleeping with my
wife. Put her down. That's my dog. Hang on, I'm out. Packing me bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We will see what will happen. There is talk again. This is PWA, and this is not coming from the PWA, but I am hearing murmurings that people are talking about next year and how to move forward.
It's tough anyway, you know. Like I still believe that it's a different discipline. It requires different skills, different things come into play. And yes, you have a starting line, 4 buoys and a finish line, but I still believe it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So therefore, obviously, splitting is a very good option. But a lot of people think it's as easy as it sounds. No, we split.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not that there's 5 organizers who put down the money for fin, and then another 5 putting down the money for foil.
Exactly.
You know, that's a little bit the.
I mean, the foil's an organizer's dream.
It's by far an organizer's dream because it can secure you events very easy, and therefore the preference for an organizer, because the organizer wants action, and especially here in Sylt, where a lot of people watch who are not knowing windsurfing as the diehard windsurfers know it, you know, like they most likely don't even see the difference from us flying around on the foil.
They need a light wind discipline here.
Exactly. And so all they need here is action, and the organizer really doesn't care whether it's on a foil or on a fin. So then obviously he will prefer the foil. Because in these kind of days we can race. You know, I think now we could have raced on the fin as well. But again, the wind is dying, so it would have been tricky again. And, you know, the couple of cancellations from people standing with the 8-4 and big board around the mark.
Forget that.
You know, it's a lot less cancellations right now. And
talking of that, we got yellow flag up on the boat, so less than 2 minutes until the start of the second semi-final. As I was saying before, it's a pretty stacked semi-final list. We've got probably 6 of the top 10 guys, or 6 of the top 8 guys in this heat. Bruno Martini, Matteo Iachino, we've got Marotti, we've got Benedetti, who at the moment is probably top 10 in the world, the way he's sailing. Mortafon, obviously Rakowski's leading the world rankings. We've got Nico Preen and Alexander Kozan. This will be a tight one. Do you want to predict the top 4?
I actually wanted you to ask the same. My money is on Matteo.
Yeah, me too.
Maciek.
Yeah, me too.
I go for Bruno, and I gotta put my teammate in there. I put Pierre in there as 4th. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight for the 4th place.
You look at Marotti, Benedetti has got a chance. Mortafon, obviously.
Nico Preen nailing the pin end, and he'll lead. You know, like it's Cousin. Is somebody gonna get the wave Michel ahead and go over the handlebars? You know, like.
We're about to see. Let's see if we can work out where everyone is. Matteo Iachino, obviously, down the pin end, closest to us. He's been nailing that pin every time. But he has got Bruno Martini and Enrico Marotti down there with him.
I think it's Nico Preen, actually,
really?
together with Matteo at the pin. Okay. And another new pride.
Interesting.
So 2 new prides on the bottom. It's Pierre.
Bruno's always down there, surely. Bruno always seems to be down that pin end. We'll have to wait and see. One.
Maciek, I think, with a very good start if it wasn't over early.
Oh, we got Marotti up this top end. Bruno with a terrible start. Good start with Pico Treen down that bottom end. Obviously, Matteo Iachino.
Really good run
general
on the
recall.
wave.
We're here in general recall.
I am afraid that's going to be Maciek, and Alex Cousin could also be up there. So Bruno did the right thing because it really looked like he went off the gas handle, which he doesn't do often.
That's horrible, isn't it? When you do it and you look at the boat and go, please. Please put the general up, please.
Yeah. I mean, we even had, I think, Antoine Albo, who was like, he knew he was too early at the pin. He blasted full power below the pin.
Seen that.
And they called the over early. And if I remember it right, they even called the over early.
Yeah, I'll look at the start again. Yeah. Oh, wow. From the angle, it's difficult to tell. Can we have another look at the start, just so?
And pause it at 0. That would be
can we
even better.
Can we have another look at the start line, in like maybe on pause mode, just so we can get a bit of a reference, because the angle.
Man,
not
to be
so
honest,
clear.
like I've heard a lot of people saying like, from here it looked like he was over, or another guy floating 20 meters away. No, it was clearly him. You cannot tell unless you're at the boat.
Yeah, agreed.
Because with the funny angles the starting line can have, sometimes a guy in front of another guy doesn't have to be over.
Yeah.
And as crazy as it sounds, because of that the angle of the line, it can be like this.
Can we have another look at the start? Is that possible? I mean, we'll hear soon. It's not, you know, we just did like a little slow-mo of it.
Judge it ourselves.
Well, yeah, it looked like, from when you looked at it quickly, you looked like Maciek had quite a good start. So then you're thinking, And then you look, depending on the angle of the line, maybe the guys at the start end,
Enrico was involved.
Yeah.
Not saying he's over, but he, fully.
But the angle is actually
been favored.
more like that. So maybe the guys at the boat end are more in trouble.
Yeah. I don't think it's all three, but it's either Maciek, Cousin, and Enrico. Those three.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know if you mentioned it already, but we have an iPad on the starting boat who's doing the countdown with us, and kind of makes a picture or a video of the starting line, exactly at the point where the PRO is watching. The PRO is the guy on the boat calling the over-earlies. It's Ben van der Steen, previous competitor. And they literally check with the iPad, and they just go exactly to 0. They're checking out who's the one, because
we'll have a look at the picture now. Okay, so boats there, lines roughly there. Enrico, Maciek, Cousin, stop. Well, Maciek looked like he was maybe Enrico and Maciek. It looked the most close.
Yeah. But again, especially that iPad really comes into play, because for Ben on the boat, Enrico on top is fully blocking the vision towards the guy at the pin. And that's when it gets tricky, because then sometimes it's obvious that for example, just saying Enrico's over, but maybe there was a guy below. And just if you would not have the reference of the iPad, it can be very tough to...
Just heard... Who did you think it was? Maciek, Marotti, and Cousin.
Thank you.
You've got the job. You've got the job. You've got the job.
I don't want the job, but...
Oh, my life. So that's big.
Yeah.
So Maciek Rakowski's over. Enrico Marotti and Alexander Cousin all jumped the gun and are disqualified in the semi-finals.
And my money was on Maciek to be in the finals, so that's it. My money is lost.
Yeah.
So still three of the guys I bet are in it.
Yeah. So there we go. Interesting.
I saw it right. I'm quite happy. I was kind of scared that I was gonna.
Yeah. I definitely thought Maciek and Marotti had a good chance. That's for sure. So there we go. 3 riders over. Maciek, he's had a few mistakes in this, round. He made all the finals the other day, but 2 last places in a final. It's not taking any advantage. He had one, I think, over early in the final, which obviously cost him, and then he had 1 crash in the final, and then had a first, obviously, which...
Yeah, I mean, he knows he can do it, but there's a couple of more guys who can do it, and
you got to push.
And then, Johan was, for example, never winning a race, but he was sailing extremely consistent and was therefore leading the event. And of course, the discard comes into play, so Maciek will already discard this elimination for now, because it will be a 9th or worse, which is his worst result so far. So you can already make the calculation from his points, being 8, 8, and 0.7.
16.7 on the board now, so we know what there's to beat, but there's a few people going to get discards here. Benedetti is going to move up. If he can make this final, which he's got a better chance now, only 1 person from the 5 riders left will miss out. So we're going to do a race now. It'll have 5 riders in it, and obviously 4 of them will qualify, 1 will miss out.
Yeah, and I think Nico Preen will also take a big advantage from the discard, because he had that first elimination where he crashed and got sailed into, which I guess was a last place, which is still counting for the moment. It's...
Giacchino is looking really good, I have to say.
Yeah. Very, very, very good.
He looks very... in all the races I watched, he just looked... solid. He looked like, okay, if you'd never seen racing before, he looked like he was on almost a different level at one point when I kept watching him. Every start nailed, every jibe nailed, apart from the last one. It just looked so good, speed good, everything. Just really solid. And then obviously the third elimination came, and he I think he had damaged his front wing or something.
Yeah, he broke his front wing, I think, in the semi-final, and therefore got to the loser final, which he then got fourth.
Yeah.
But again, you know, like your own performance is a big factor. The gear's performance is a big factor. But yeah, you know, you can be on top of your game as you can be, but if something breaks,
or someone runs into you,
or
a freak wave, there's a lot that can go wrong. Just looking at who's in the final so far, you know, Goya is due a win. He looks good. I think
Goya, the tricky part is coming, for example, tomorrow. I mean, on the forecast tomorrow is southeast, pretty light winds.
Yeah.
He has a 475 front wing as biggest, which so far has been working out. Quite insane, because the first day and then in the morning we really did not have that much wind, and he was just pumping on the straight line to make the thing go. But yeah, tomorrow offshore winds, is that wind gonna be enough? Is that wind gonna do it?
It looks light, but
but can also be too light.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Exactly. I mean, looking at Johan So is leading this event. He's already in the final. Matthias Isaac is going to have a great discard. If he can nail a good result in that final, he could well be leading this event at the end of today.
Yeah, funny enough, it's full of people who are kind of not ranked for the year right now, because Johan was not in Gran Canaria.
Yeah.
But he can jump into the lead of the tour after this event. Goya did not do the first event. It's Matthäus's first event. It's Basti's first event.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mixing up everything.
I mean, pretty much 3 IQ foilers. I mean, obviously
sure.
all race Peter Wade before. But they have been concentrating on IQ foil.
And they've just been on a foil, so for sure the gear is different. But I'm sure it, you know, the hours on the foil, no matter on what gear you are, helps.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Matteo is at the pin end again.
Bruno, Preen, both on the Neil Prize. We've got Benedetti on the Challenger and Pierre Mortefon on the Duotone. It's going to be a tough battle, this. Only 5 riders, only 1 misses out, but it will be tight. Little bit bunching up down that bottom end.
Ooh.
Good start by the looks of it. Green flag is still up, so Pierre Mortefon up this top end is not the ideal position to be in, but maybe just staying out of trouble.
Matteo is in a little bit of trouble with Bruno being on top of him with a little bit better start and also going down the wave. This is increasing your speed by a lot.
Yeah, but you watch Matteo. He just seems to hold his line. He's so steady. Bruno Martini, though, look how close these boys are getting down this bottom end. Looking in the middle, Mikko Preen looking good.
Matteo with the advantage of the inside at the first buoy.
Ooh, the drone gets through. So there we go. It's Matteo rounding first. Then we've got Bruno Martini. Good jibe on the inside from Benedetti. Then we've got Mikko Preen. At the moment, Pierre Mortefon missing out in 5th place. Benedetti's going to be a tricky one here. Another IQ foiler who has got some skills. Mikko Preen. Oh, got some speed there. Nico pushing down. Bruno Martini, big wave coming in, just soaks it up with the knees. Matteo Iachino again out in front, looking very, very solid. I really think he's going to win this event in Sylt. I know it's early. I know I've got the commentator's curse, but he just looks so steady. Great jibe from Bruno. Wide jibe from Preen. Good jibe on the inside from Benedetti, and puts in a little few pumps as Pierre Mortefon at the moment in 5th place and missing out. 2 jibe marks to go, 3 reaches to go. It's pretty spread. Pierre's got a bit of work to do here. He's going to have to find some speed because Benedetti is not someone who's easy to overtake. He's been pushing super hard as the swell comes through, but we know Pierre Mortefon has got some decent speed as we come into this second to last jibe mark. Iachino rounding first, then Bruno Martini, the 2 Italians. Then we've got the German, Mikko Preen, followed by the other Italian. Not a great jibe from Benedetti there, just slowly touched down, and Pierre Mortefon's gone underneath him. Pierre Mortefon is in about 4th place now, fighting it out with Benedetti. No, he's not. Benedetti's actually pulled through. It looked very close on that jibe mark. It looked like Pierre Mortefon was going to get a chance now, but Benedetti has actually increased a little bit of that lead And we look to the front with Matteo Iachino jibing round the last jibe mark in first place. Just needs to keep it solid. Bruno Martini in second. Then we've got Nico Preen in third. No mistakes needed here. Benedetti in fourth. Good jibe, just closes the gap on Pierre Mortefon, but a great jibe from Pierre. And he's pumping, but he's on the swell. Benedetti's on the swell. If he can get ahead of that swell, he will have the advantage. But Pierre Mortefon is one of the big boys. Can he overtake Benedetti on this last reach? He's having a go here. He's trying to keep the foil high. The higher they can go, the less friction, and Benedetti's holding him off. Benedetti is holding him off at the moment. Pierre Mortefon is having a look. There's a big bit of swell ahead of Benedetti. This could cost him. No, he's going to go through. Benedetti squeezes through, but on that line, it was so close. Wow.
It looks like
oh,
Pierre is not happy.
He's not happy. What could he be complaining about?
I don't know. I don't know. It does look like he's on a pretty small sail for the conditions, so I don't know if they had enough time to change sail, for example. But he did not look happy.
No, he didn't. Straight away, he pulled up, so I'm guessing he didn't get it. You know, it was Benedetti, definitely. It was a funny angle.
No doubt,
yeah, okay.
no doubt. I mean, it was as close as it gets, but it was not a photo finish.
No.
You know, like especially when they finish so close to each other. You know, when you have somebody at the pin and somebody at the boat, that's when you can really doubt. But
yeah,
I
mean, what's interesting, and I know people are not going to like me doing this, but comparing IQ foils to PWA, but you got to pick up some rivalries. I'm looking at that final. Benedetti, IQ foiler.
Ex-IQ foiler.
Okay, but you know what I mean? He's been training IQ foil. Cordell, IQ foil at the moment.
Yeah.
Isaac, IQ foil. Goya, IQ foil. That's 4 of them.
No, sure.
4 of them. I mean, a lot of them are obviously not ex-PWA racers, but they've done tours and they know what they're doing, obviously.
I mean,
but it's interesting.
I'm racing for let's say 10 years now, and as far as I remember, Mateusz was on tour. As far as I remember, Basti was on
for
tour.
sure. But they have been concentrating.
But Benedetti is one of those guys that came up. And
my point,
you know, on tour he's maybe new, but I know him already a bit longer, and I've seen already that.
No, but my point I'm making is we might see a lot more crossing over.
They should.
Yeah.
You know, I really believe next year is a year where a lot of Olympic dreams get shattered.
Yes.
You know, because there is most
only
likely
one goes.
Yeah, but there's more than 100 people who most likely really think they will go to the Olympics, but they will not.
Yeah.
And that's simply because is it 25 people who go to the Olympics?
Well, there's only one from each country, and not all countries qualify.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's 25 countries, and there is a hell lot more in the world, of course.
Oh, I thought you might have got him there. That was
but here he touched down a little bit.
Benedetti did a good move. He squeezed him up a bit.
Yeah, it was smart.
Yeah,
it was smart. This I mean, this is no. Even though it's close, it's not photo.
It's close, but it's.
But I believe that next year more guys from the IQ foil will come, and most likely this winter final also gives them the belief to do so. Because when you see other IQ foilers doing well, obviously they feel like they can do the same.
Well, we've got a small break now. It might be a good opportunity if we can. Armando Vrieswijk just popped his head in. We really would like to have a word and find out what exactly happened. And he's like, just poked his head in here. Let's have a word. I'm not kicking Geordie out, but I really want to hear what happened because we saw it on the stream. Yeah, we are on air. This boy, they're all big boys, aren't they? Makes me look. I was quite built, you know what I mean? I saw Jimmy Tieme land on you.
I don't have a tail of my board anymore.
It's gone.
Look, I felt today was not my day, but if I looked at that crash, it's my day.
You were lucky, honestly.
It was 20 centimeters of my leg. My leg would have been chopped off. I'm not joking.
It looked like when you saw it from the air, because obviously we had a much better view. Jimmy probably couldn't see anything over that.
But it was such a weird thing because actually I think we were all cruising.
Yeah.
Like no one was pushing. I saw Basti below me. It's like easy 1-2 jibe, and suddenly I think the sandbank there was exactly the most shallow, and it sucked up.
Yeah.
Suddenly, so the wave is suddenly
broke.
broke.
Happened to Becker. Same thing.
And I think 3 guys crashed.
Yeah.
I tried to go down. My wing, of course, my wings came out, but it was like a split second, a weird wave.
Wow, man.
And then I crashed, and then I felt the wave rolling me over, and then Jimmy just came full. Like, he was standing on my board, trying to get his fin out of my board. Like, I have no tail left.
Jesus Christ. Because if you watch it, we obviously, it might be too hard to get that instant replay back, so I'm not sure how it works. But when you watch, in fact, I could probably do it just for us while we're waiting for the start of...
What's happening?
We were just getting ready for the runners-up final, then the final, but obviously there's got to be a gap because the guys are through.
But they were moving marks, no?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's take an ad break. I'm going to just have a quick look to find this because I think it's interesting, and we'll be straight back after these adverts.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen.
Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen. Im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
Okay, so we're just looking at the YouTube video just on the replays here with Amado Vrieswijk. It's the first time you've seen that, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Can you? How do you scroll back? You know, oh, it is that one. So is that how you remember it?
Yeah, because I had two waves before already, which were pretty steep, and I managed to go over and down. And this one was just too high. Like it's look, the same thing happened to Ritis.
Yeah.
Man, I was. And Jimmy went upwind. If he would have gone straight, he would have hit me, 100%. You can see my head. You see poking out just next to the board, and he went 20 cm of me. 20 cm.
Wow.
Not more. Look, he doesn't keep seeing. You can see his board is stuck in my board. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I was like, I wonder what's actually happened there because it's. Yeah, I mean, we all want to see wave slalom, but that's the.
This is so fun. This is so fun to race.
Yeah. See you guys. Cheers, Jordan.
Ciao.
Okay. Okay, heat number 7 coming up, which is the runners-up final. For anyone who missed the crash and wants to see it, if you just go back to the very first heat of this elimination, it is, if you're looking at the live stream, actually, I can't actually say, can I? Does it? Oh, yeah, it does. It's...
Look, every day you learn something new.
Yeah. It is about 1 hour 22 or something like that, around that. That's the replay because it's at the end of the race. Anyway, let's get on with runners up final. You can have a look at that back. That's the good thing about YouTube. You can always go back and have a quick look at it. But it was basically on the first reach of the first heat today in the slalom. So that's pretty much easy to find. So runners up final: Cousin, Rakowski, Marotti, some big boys in here. Mortefon, Becker, Stallman, Maka and Mattis. So a couple of guys who really would like to win this and keep single digits on the scorecard. Maciej Rakowski's made every final so far, but a win here would not use his discard badly because he's already got 2 8th places. It's not, you know, it's not bad, but it's not
good.
It's not
How was the first semi? Who passed in the first semi?
first semi? It does look a bit ominous.
That looks
out
scary.
there.
It
It
looks
does look scary. Scary Mary. Yeah. First final, we've got, well, in the final, we've got Goya, Isaac, So, Curdle, Giacchino, Martini, Preen, Benedetti. Benedetti
The winners
should
final.
move up, yeah.
Already, this okay. They did already.
This is the runners-up final. No, this is the runners-up
The
final,
okay.
and then we do the winners final. So 2 heats to go, and then it will be the end of the day. But that looks pretty scary.
I think the wind is about to
crank.
No.
Nah, but then drop.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, they need to get on with this, because if it rains, we'll get a bit of wind in theory before, but then as soon as it rains, it could just go to nothing. It looks like they are already lining up. They're going to do a runners-up final first and then straight into winners final. So some, like I say, big boys in this runners-up final. Quite a few people over the line early in that semi-final. Marotti, Rakowski and Cousin all over the line early. Puts them in this runners-up final. The best they can do now is 9th.
Wait, Maciek is in the losers final now. Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Over the line. Early.
He went over early. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
3 riders over the line early. Here we go. Let's get
Benedetti.
into this.
There we go.
Yeah, so up this top end, it looks like Macker on the Neil Pride. Then we've got...
They're all early. Look,
whoa, what the... I mean, I'm guessing it's a general recall.
Yes, I think, who is this in the bottom? The Patrick?
I'm guessing that's Cousin, or it could be Becker.
Yeah, he's over early.
Wow, that's not what we needed at this time of night.
But that's an indication that the wind got light, and then everyone is pushing. You have to go with, because it's so hard to accelerate.
It looked like.
You have another one of those? Can I get one?
Okay, we're gonna have another look at that start, but I didn't even see that. Who is usually on the line? Becker's usually pushing the line. But there was definitely a big crash as everyone tried to slow down.
I heard you already also.
Did you see that? Geordie absolutely caned the pin end of the line, like full catapult up.
You know, I actually had this today with freestyle.
Really?
I had a catapult over the line because the current is so strong. I felt like a beginner today.
How is it doing freestyle and then straight into racing?
My first jibes, and especially now we went to smaller gear.
Oh, here we go. Here's that replay of the start. Let's see if we can see.
They're all so early. So I think Becker is the top one.
Yeah, difficult to see who's going to push out.
What was that, Enrico?
Oh, no. Yeah, the Patrick. Well, the Patrick, and if there was anyone else over, it's Macker. I think everyone else is pretty safe. But that first Patrick, is that Becker or is it Cousin? You can't
hard to say.
Not really see from here. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Come on, before it rains.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I can imagine. What time are you up this morning?
6.
6, yeah. That's the thing. When you do more than one discipline at an event like Sylt, it's pretty brutal.
And the hardest thing is I went home after the freestyle, and we all thought we're not going to race. So you kind of switch off. I was almost relaxing. Oh, we're going to go.
That's the most
Change
difficult
all
thing
the
about
gears,
Sylt, isn't it? Like
we all had to go to the smaller board, smaller sails. It looked windy. Some guys were on 5, so
yeah,
it was hectic.
Becker and Macker, yep. There you go. Becker and Macker are over the line early. So Michelle Becker, after winning the first heat, first elimination of this event here in Sylt, it's actually not gone his way at all. Yeah, he'll be pretty upset with how it's gone because he had a first, a 10th, a 14th, and now a 16th. It's getting progressively worse. He was still in the top 10 due to that first place.
I also sank like the Titanic.
Yeah, you've also had a mare. You've got to now hope for more discards and not mess up any more races. Benedetti's going to move up
Yeah, he's in the final now, no? In the winner's final. Yeah,
depending where he finishes. Obviously, I would say Matteo Iachino, obviously Matthias Isaac. These boys, depending where the beast finishes, I think he's going to drop back.
Yeah, because he
depending on the other boys, but he'll drop back a bit. But still, he's been really consistent, which
4, 5, and 3. No,
help him in the as the week goes on. When you need those discards, he can afford maybe a mistake, but everyone's been much in there. I mean, I'm still waiting for Goya to win a race. I feel like.
Yeah, but now it's light again, huh?
It's dropping. It is dropping.
It's light again.
That's probably count against him. It's meant to drop, isn't it? What's the forecast today? Is it's meant to drop right down.
Tomorrow is looking light again, huh?
Yeah, very light.
The day after as well.
Okay, 2 minutes until the start. Two minutes until the start. This is Elimination 4, runners-up final. First place in this final will get a 9th place. It's the best you can do. But sometimes a 9th place is not so bad. No. It's not so bad at all. And it's not easy to win a runners-up final. There's still a lot of names in here that have won finals in the main fleet. So to win here is not easy.
It's either going to crank for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it will do.
Or it's just going to...
I think we'll get that crank. I think they'll finish before the rain. Because before the rain, for any weather gurus out there, why does it get windy? But usually before the rain, it pushes out a load of wind in front. And then as soon as it rains, it just sucks it all up. And you end up with zero. So you might even get a little bit of a...
Everybody in big gear.
Yeah, it makes for some exciting racing, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. So, Matt check. It's got to be one of the favourites for this. Pierre Mortefon is in this as well. Marotti. Stallman. Mack is out. Obviously, Mattis is in this. Cousin is in this. So, 6 riders. 5, 3, 2, 1. Bang. Oh, right on the money down that bottom end. Enrico Marotti and Maciej Rakowski with the 2 best starts there right down this bottom end. You've got Alexander Kuzan in the middle on that Patrick. Then you've got Stallman, you've got Mattis, and you've got Pierre Mortefon in the middle. Pierre Mortefon just keeping nice and steady, but down the bottom end, Maciej Rakowski is just blitzed over the top of Enrico Marotti, and he's going to be leading into this first mark and taking the advantage as we come through. A couple of people switching out the places. Marotti may be looking for this inside line. It's going to be Maciej Rakowski round in first place. Then Marotti. Interesting jibe on the Gastra coming through as Cousin gets the shock of his life. I think it was Mattis maybe coming through, was it, or Stallman? Difficult to tell those two apart. But Maciej Rakowski looking good at the moment. Pretty swelly out there. Well, is it pretty easy, or what's it feel like on these reaches?
Yeah, on the reaches it's fine. It's just that little peak we had at the first mark, like just before, and the rest is actually fine.
Yeah, Maciej looking very comfortable at the moment. He's got Enrico Marotti right next to him, though. How hard are they going to push? 9th place, like I said, wouldn't be a bad result. Maciej cruises through, keeps it nice and high. Marotti looking good. He's got a bit of...
light, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely... The boys are pumping. They are struggling a little bit. You can see Pierre Mortefon at the back really is struggling to get the lift. I mean, they're obviously going to finish this race, but definitely not on their favoured gear, I would say, at the moment. What size are they on?
Well, I heard Pierre was on... What the word on the street is that Pierre is on the 5.4.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I think Maciej is on 7.7 now.
Okay. Maybe Pierre's changed up. He must have. He surely can't be on his 5.4 still. Maciej Rakowski round in first place. 1 jibe mark to go, 2 reaches to go. Enrico Marotti in second. Then we've got Alexander Kuzan in 3rd place. So 9th, 10th and 11th places. That's what you'll be putting in right now. And Pierre Mortefon pumping over
Look how small the Sylt looks compared to the Gastra below.
It does look small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's actually going quite well, considering. And here we go, Maciej Rakowski.
Great shots. Amazing.
So good, isn't it? So close. You really get to see almost the whites of their eyes as they come through. Maciej Rakowski round the last jibe mark in this runners-up final. Another mistake today with that over the line early, but trying to do the best to make up for it here with a win in this runners-up final. And he will put another single digit on his scorecard. He's not been outside the top 10 at this event so far, but he's made some mistakes, and that could cost him the really big points. He's leading the world rankings coming into this event in Sylt, but he's going to have to put down some lower figures if he's going to stay there, that's for sure. So Maciej Rakowski will win this runners-up final. 9th place for Maciej, 10th place for Enrico Marotti. He seems very happy with that.
No,
or
I think
is he very angry with
Yes,
that?
I think it's that one.
Okay. Best, making the best of a bad situation. If you end up there, you got to win it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Interesting. He looked, like I said, he was quite visual.
I think he's telling to himself he should have done that in the winners'
Yeah.
final.
Yeah, a good result in that winners' final could have been the difference. Okay, 1 minute to the winners' final.
What was your money on?
Winners' final. I think Matteo.
Yes.
I just think he looks so good. And I think when he had that problem with his front wing, it was kind of a shock to me because what's happening? He looked so good all day. Then suddenly, and then when he told me he had that problem, I thought, okay, that makes more sense. Because every other race I've seen him in, bar none, he never looked like losing.
No,
I don't know.
He was on it with the starts.
Everything. Here we go. Benedetti, Preen, Martini, Giacchino, Kördl, So, Isaac, Goya. It's a tough final. I could see Goya maybe getting a win, but the wind dropping, small front wing, not going to help him. Isaac's looking good. He's got 2 second places. A good result here could put him leading this competition,
Okay, so
depending on
Matteo's
the finishes.
one lower. Then we have a Neil right below him.
10 seconds to go. We've got Bruno Martini down this bottom end.
Yeah, it's Bruno, and then
4, 3, 2, 1. Bruno Martini smashes it on this bottom end near the pin. Then we've got Matteo Giacchino upwind of him. We've got the beast Johan So, but Matteo Giacchino has sandwiched the Danish rider. We've got Kördl, I think, in there as well. Matthias Isaac, obviously. But Goya up that top end on the Phantom looking good. Down the bottom end, keep your eye on Bruno Martini. He is an all or nothing kind of sailor, and that's what we like to see. He's definitely got the speed to win a final. Can he keep it together? It's going to be the 2 Italians, I think, going round in first and second. Bruno Martini is going to go round in first place. Matteo Giacchino in second. Then we've got Nico Goya in third. Then Matthias Isaac. Then Nico Preen, the beast just inside of Nico. Then we've got Kördl and Benedetti. A little bit light there. You can see the boys all pumping out of that jibe mark.
Matteo's a light wind machine.
He is. Look at him go. Look at Mateus down that bottom end on the left-hand side. Keep your eye on the Brazilian because he has pumped all the way underneath these guys. But Nico Goya's coming through. Look at the speed of Nico Goya. He has looked like he could win a final. He just hasn't done it yet. He's made some costly mistakes. He's got a long way to go in this race, but he's definitely in the mix, and he's chose a different line here. Bruno Martini round in first, then Goya comes through. A nice acceleration down the swell for Nico Goya, and he's going to make a challenge here. He spotted that swell, and it was a tactical move he's used. What a moment for Nico Goya. Matteo Giacchino has dropped right back, hasn't he? It looked like he had got that jibe all wrong, but Nico Goya absolutely nailed it. He actually took a different line in and then accelerated onto that swell and got slingshotted past Bruno Martini. So Nico Goya, with 2 jibe marks to go, is looking in a solid position to get his first win here in Sylt World Cup. Little moment there as he come into the jibe. Nico Goya goes round. Bruno Martini in second. Then we've got, is it Matthias Isaac? Yes, in third. That's good for the overalls for him. Then I think maybe even Nico Preen. Then we've got Johan So, Benedetti. Wow, Giacchino has dropped right back, and he's dropped even further back now as he's dropped into the water. But out in the lead from France, Nico Goya is looking like he will get his first win here in Sylt 2023. He didn't get one on the first day. He had a massive crash when he was trying to take the lead against Maciej Rakowski. A little bit of a wobble there, but makes it safely around. Nico Goya surely has this wrapped up now. The Italian Bruno Martini sailed a really good race here in second place, and Matthias Isaac will have a second, and a third. He might be leading this competition at the end of this race, but the man who's going to jump up the rankings as well is this man. Nico Goya finally gets the win. He's been threatening on the first day, couldn't quite get it together, and on day number 3 he finally gets the win. There we go. Nico Goya is the winner of the 4th elimination. He punches the sky. Second place, Bruno Martini. Great race from Bruno. Third place, Matthias Isaac. I think he jumps into the lead for the overall now. Johan So consistent as ever in 4th place. Then we've got Nico Preen, I think, in 5th. 6th place, we've got Benedetti. 7th, maybe Giacchino or Curdle. I think maybe even Curdle. Giacchino dropped it in on that last jibe. Interesting race. What happened to Matteo then? I was too busy looking. I know he dropped the jibe, but just dropped down.
Yeah, I think he jibed on the back of a wave, and it looked like you saw you saw the jibe of Nico and Bruno. So yeah, it's the timing, especially when you're fighting with someone. You kind of have to go. You cannot open up a space.
That was a good move from Goya. You kind of saw it happen. As he come in, he kind of checked and went, okay, I'm going to go a bit wider, and then just drove into that swell and then just slingshotted it. That was, I've seen that a few times. Yep. It's definitely like a slingshot effect. You get this,
especially in the light stuff.
Yeah. Interesting, definitely. Good to see.
Yes, I've been impressed about him, especially with the small stuff, also in the light days. Yes, he was struggling, but still, compared to most of the guys, he's on very small gear.
Yeah. I mean, what is it like? I mean, saying with the 450, 460 wing, just explain to people, it's like you've got to be going fast to get the lift.
Exactly. And he was also saying it's a good training for him, as you have to be inch perfect with everything. With the pumping, staying on foil, your jibe, also on the reach.
Yeah.
Just to keep the power, staying upright, just to make the gear go. And yeah, I think that's it's impressive.
I think we'll get an interview.
Okay, du kannst gehen. Los. Okay.
Nico, that was incredible. You came from behind, you just flew past everyone, it got lighter and lighter, and you went faster and faster. How was it?
Yeah, I was with a small sail 6.5. In between the semi-final and final, I was like, fuck, I'm too lazy to change the sail. I had to change my fuselage and change everything. I was like, fuck it, I stay with a small gear. And in the end, I didn't have the best start, but okay, like a clear line. Came straight to the mark. We had a really good pumping outside of the first mark, past Matteo, came clear to Bruno, and then I had a really good swell out of the second jibe, and then it was just gliding, but it was light, but still at a point in the foil and some glide, so it was all good.
There's been crazy crashes this afternoon. Have you seen any of them yourself?
I experienced one myself, yeah, a big one, and I just like, thankfully the hook is really good for that. So I didn't break the gear. Anyway, that was a long day. I was not expecting to be staying today, so I partied yesterday, and I was a bit drunk this morning, but it was fun.
Awesome, well done today, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Ciao.
Oh, classic. I mean, not that he doesn't care about this event, but you can tell he's like, should I change the gear?
Just such a legend.
Oh no! And he went and partied last night because he thought he wasn't sailing today. Is that what I heard there?
Yeah, he went pretty hard. I heard.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I saw him on the beach, and I was helping Matteo with switching gear and stuff. I was like, "Are you staying on your small stuff?" Yeah, I'm just too lazy to change. Like, okay.
Well, it obviously worked for him. So sometimes that sort of relaxed attitude can sometimes help.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to see a few slow-mos from that race. Maybe we can have a look exactly what happened on that Matteo Giacchino incident. But it was definitely a great start for Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno was also on the swell. He had a nice acceleration.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the beast. It was like Matthias Isaac and Giacchino. Full sandwich.
Yes, and this is Matthias on top.
Yeah.
Isaac, yeah.
Yeah, they just squeezed him through. Bruno comes around in first, Matteo second, Goya third, Mateus went super low, then Preen, Beast goes inside, Yeah, and then Bruno.
This was beautiful.
Goya, this,
yeah.
It doesn't look like, you can.
No, he was in the steep swell.
And then just got in front of that one, all the way. Yeah. Great race. I mean, good race.
Yeah. Nice one for Bruno.
Yeah, solid. I mean, for someone who's not particularly that enamoured about foiling, he does all right.
Bruno?
Yeah.
He loves it. He loves it.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Deep down, he's just just a facade to put people off.
He likes it. He likes it.
Oh, he's definitely had some good races, that's for sure. He's definitely entertaining to watch. He's always pushing the limit, which is kind of makes a massive difference when you're watching racing, when the boys are pushing. And that feels pretty good when you've had a big night out and you finally win. I've been there. Yeah, okay, so we just watched the boys pack up, but we are pretty much done. Well, we are done. We're going to say goodbye. That is the end of the day. It's been a long day. Jentel Kers has been crowned the 2023 Freestyle World Champion. Leonard Neubauer. Yeah, winning his first ever Peterway event.
I told you yesterday he's going to take it.
You did say that. You did. I actually said it on the live stream. I said you were very clear that, he's going to come all the way through. But he looked better than I kind of thought.
And I told you, when he's on 4-4, it's a machine.
Yeah.
And today he was just locked in, ready to go.
Ridiculous. Okay, so that's it. Day number 3 of the action. That's it. We're done. We don't need to do any more talking. We're done. Join us for day number 4 tomorrow. It's going to be lighter. These boys are probably going to be action. It should be racing for the next 2 days. We're not going to be doing wave freestyle. If you're in Sylt, I'm pretty sure you're going to see some freestyle party time tonight. There's a few boys that might let go of something. So see you tomorrow. More action coming soon.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen.
Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
Und morgen dann vielleicht auch schon ein kleiner Hinweis beim Got to Be Stand. Da gibt es den ganzen Tag